have the biggest announcement to date this year. The biggest news, the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me, probably in my entire life. Welcome back to the Just Trish podcast. We only have 2 more hot topics before the end of the year.
It is flying by, too.
It's flying by. It's actually like so sad because we filmed the last hot topics on a Sunday. We usually film every Monday. So having that like extra day, like 8 days of not doing hot topics is wild.
And we've lived a lot of lives in this past week. So much has happened.
We were texting so much. Like, I'm not really a texter in general. And like, if we text, it's usually like, where's the video or something, whatever. Yeah. But we were texting so much.
There's just so many updates.
I know. I fell asleep during one of our crazy texts. Is it going? What happened? What just happened?
You're good.
Babe, that was loud. That's not like just a thing.
It's a timer. I was going to make a bad joke, but no.
What was the joke? What was it?
You can't say it on air.
What? With the beep? I don't know what that joke would be. Make your best guess in the below what the joke was. What would be your dirty joke for a timer?
I thought it was going to be like bun in the oven, like something oven base. Like,
we're
you
breaking
know,
it again.
Yeah.
We're counting the minutes until Elvis is here.
I don't even know. Sometimes Moses' jokes, I have no idea. Yeah, there was a lot. We were texting extensively. I probably have the biggest announcement to date this year. The biggest news, the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me, probably in my entire life, happened last week. I haven't even tweeted about it. There has been like a little bit of tweet, but they don't know like the full extent of this. Like people saw a little bit. Okay, but I think we should like build up to that. Like I want to talk about it, but let's build it up, the excitement. So stay tuned for that. But it's pretty exciting.
It was marriage.
Oh my God. I still can't get over it. I'll talk about all the delusions I was going through in my head when I got it because I was really starting to think about everything in life. But today's episode is sponsored by Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its have been my pregnancy cravings. It's not sponsored by Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its, we literally, Oscar's like, they're going to tell you to like not put that in the frame.
Please blur out the logo.
Okay, that's a whole other thing we gotta talk about. You are so good at blurring out things. You blurred that out in like seconds. Like that to me sounds so, anyways, that has to do with this announcement. We'll get there. Cheez-Its has been my pregnancy craving. It's literally so good. We have so many snacks here. I don't know. My mom really got into crafty ever since I went on Zach Sang and showed the Amazon like layout where they have all the snacks. Yeah, it was everything. My sister, we literally took everything. I took about half the crafty. I was like, well, it's for us. It's Sour Patch Kids. So my mom saw it and now she brings crafty down into our room. And
the spread is pretty intense. Like it's overflowing. It's like a cornucopia. It's amazing.
It is overflowing. Yes, there's no Hunger Games here. We got to talk about that. I didn't even make that as my note. Did you watch The Idol?
Yeah.
Oscar, that was our deal, and I posted it knowing you would see it.
I know. I saw you posting. It's like, shoot, now I have to watch The Idol, and then I meant to watch it at the gym today on the elliptical, but I forgot my Max login, so I couldn't log in and watch.
Oh my God!
She watched the whole thing. She didn't even fall asleep.
I know. I watched that whole thing.
Movie she watched to the end.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. We can get into that too. I don't know if we do a little Hunger Games moment, even though it's like 10 years old. How old is that movie?
I think that one is 10 because the first Hunger Games is 11 years old. So
is it really?
Yeah.
That's the one with Finnick. And so immediately the first thing I said was like, this is giving me Joey Graceffa flashbacks when he was Finnick.
Yes.
So I went to go Google it. I showed Moses. I was like, look at him becoming Finnick. And he had his little like Triton. He was, I mean, different vibes, but
very different
vibes. I love
vibes.
it. You know, but I love Delulu like that because like I'm so Delulu. Like I think like I could be in the next Idol season. Like, you know what I mean? So I love it. And not to say, did he audition? Because I think he said he did audition.
I don't know.
You're Joey expert over here.
I know. I didn't think he actually auditioned. I thought it was kind of like a you situation where you just like put it out there so many times where it feels like you auditioned.
We need a statement from Joey.
I'll have to reach out again. Yeah, because that was a time. In my head, I thought he was just like cosplaying a lot and he was just verbalizing it a lot.
Yeah, because the video was a bunch of cosplays. I think he was doing a calendar or something. Yeah. The video says I am Finnick, but then he went to the Mockingjay. Mockingjay, is that a movie?
Yeah.
He went to the Mockingjay premiere. Is that after?
And he interviewed Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh.
For Mockingjay,
he's connected.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mockingjay's after Catching Fire.
It's the third one, yeah.
I am down to watch third because the second, you said the second was the best, but the second has no ending. So I was like, how is this the best? Like, it's literally like a be continued.
Everything leading up to that is cinema. Like, that is what cinema's about. I actually auditioned.
Oh, you auditioned for Finnick too?
I interviewed to work at the Academy for the Oscars, and I got to the final two, and I think I did not get the job because I asked like, "Oh, what is your favorite film?" And I think they're probably expecting me to say something like that won a Best Picture. And I was like, Catching Fire. I was like, that is my favorite movie. And then I didn't get the job.
Oh, so, very awkward. Wait, what were you interviewing for?
To work for the, like, do social media for the Academy, which would have been kind of a gag. But also, like, I'm not sure my cinema tastes align with Definitely
not. Although the Golden Globes came out, I feel like those are indication of what the Academy Awards.
The Golden Globes are so unserious, though.
Oh wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was
they got canceled. Remember when they got canceled?
No.
Oh yeah, the HFPA. Well, it turns out this is just like a broad summation, but it turns out the HFPA, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, not very foreign because the voters are mostly white, and they were being purchased. Like Netflix flew out a whole bunch of voters to Paris in order to persuade them into nominating Emily in Paris. For
what?
And
is that
worked.
real?
Yes, and then they nominated Emily in Paris. This was when season 1 had just come out. And after that, everyone was like, how the hell did Emily in Paris get a Golden Globe nomination for like best comedy?
Oh.
And then all this tea came out. There was like all these exposés about how they're being bribed and given these expensive trips to get votes and stuff. So they were off the air for like two or 3 years.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know. Well, I hear so many things about Emily in Paris. Everyone's like, you need to watch Emily in Paris. So it must have worked.
It's so unserious though.
Oh, is it cute?
I only watched season 1 and it was cute, but very unserious.
I love the unserious. That should be the podcast. That should be the name. Someone needs to do a podcast called Unserious. I love it.
If we had like a billboard, maybe it'd be like Just Trish, Just Unserious.
Oh, that's cute. I like that. Unserious.
But I got the campaign just came to me. It's like all the different billboards have just and then different adjectives.
Ooh,
you know,
and then like just, and then Just Trish.
Yes,
that's cute. Just unserious.
Yeah.
Just.
Kidding.
Uneducated. Just kidding is cute. Just kidding. Just
for laughs.
Oh my God, you're so good at this. You should be a writer. You, Breckie Hall caption, you start there and then you write for like the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes would probably hire you for their social media. They'd probably be like, this is up our alley for sure. Because Barbie I thought always Golden Globes was like the precursor.
They took, it was very serious for a long time until it got exposed and canceled. Wow. I think they're making a comeback though. They gave Barbie a lot of awards, nominations. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour got a nomination. Oh my God. But the category, again, very unserious. It was like cinematic events of the year, a category I think they just made up to get like
Taylor Swift.
Yes, because they always make it so broad to get as many celebrities to show up as possible. And the Golden Globes were always the most fun. Like I remember when I interned and covered the Golden Globes, it's cool because it's at the Beverly Hills Hilton, I want to say.
Yeah, Bouge.
And it's cool because afterwards, it's just every celebrity is in the lobby. Like usually celebrities have to like leave and go to like a different venue for the party, but at the Globes, everything is there. So everyone's just walking around like very tipsy, having fun.
I want to go to the Globes this year. How can I go? Can you ask ET if they'll send me as a correspondent?
Let's go straight to the friggin' HFPA.
Oh. The ones that are bribed?
Yeah. I feel
let's bribe them.
Yes.
Be like, we'll talk about you on Just Trish.
We'll give you a little signed card.
I would gag to go there. Oh my gosh, it'd be so. But the Idol wasn't nominated, so honestly, don't care.
That is actually
right.
Yeah,
because Sam Levinson, like the
At
Weeknd.
least for song like this. You said I saw your post about the soundtrack.
Yes, it actually beat Barbie in streaming. So I don't know. That sounds like some inner, I don't know, something. There's hatred going on there.
Everyone else got bribed.
Yes, I think so. I was like, okay, that doesn't make sense there. But okay, how would you compare Taylor Swift's Hunger Games song versus Rachel Zegler's Hunger Games song?
It's different because Rachel Zegler's song was actually in the movie, and then Taylor's song was just like in the credits.
Oh.
So Olivia Rodrigo has a song in this new Hunger Games movie that's like plays in the credits. So that's probably more similar, but she didn't get a nomination, which
sus.
She was blocked out. But
what about Olivia Rodrigo's Hunger Games versus Taylor Swift's Hunger Games song?
I think I like Taylor Swift's Hunger Games song more.
Wow.
Yeah, but I my niece. I love Olivia Rodrigo.
Did you watch her on SNL?
Yeah, I was so excited for you to mention SNL. Yes, I did. I just saw her performance, but she was giving. She was really giving.
Really? Was she in a sketch or was she just performing?
She had a moment in the sketch, and then she did 2 performances, but one was like full theater kid pop star, which I love.
I can't quite get into it yet. Not to say that I won't. Like I'm just getting into Mariah Carey now, so it's like maybe I'll get into it.
True. You are in a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. So I think I can't. And Taylor Swift, I think I'm like I can't yet, but
it's a journey for you for sure.
Definitely a journey because Taylor Swift is everywhere now, which is like so ironic because we started this podcast with you being obsessed with Taylor Swift. Our 3rd episode was like Taylor Swift episode, and I was like, but do people really care? And now she's like literally like person of the year. I was like, what the heck is happening?
It's pretty wild.
The Oscar impact.
Yeah, you're welcome, Taylor. know. It is crazy. I was like going through like all my old stuff from my childhood that's in my garage, and like I have all these like Taylor Swift artifacts. And just for fun, like I went to look up like what the price is on all of them, and it's like $500 for like a sweatshirt I got when I was from 2018. I was like, this is wild.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Is it just because she's so popular now? You think?
And everyone like that missed out on those past eras because she has so many new fans want to like go back and collect the art. I told my mom, I was like, my mom thought she was like wasting money on me as a kid
like
with all this Taylor. Yeah, I'm like, it's like the stock market.
Would you sell it?
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
would?
think I am. Yeah. I'm raising money for a good cause, I think.
What? What do you think? What's the good cause?
It's just, I have like a family member that, so that I'm helping out. So I'm going to start like a K-pop and stuff.
Sad you don't want to talk about it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Not like a crack addiction or something. I mean, that is sad, honestly.
Yes,
like, okay.
But yeah.
Okay. That's sweet.
Giving back this holiday season, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And it's when I was really skinny, so I don't fit into it anymore anyway. So I'm like,
what are you selling? And where are you selling? Are you doing Posh?
I'm going to do a Depop, I think.
Posh is so much better.
Is Posh better? I only know Depop because when I worked for Joey, I had to run his Depop. So that's
was he selling stuff?
All his old clothes.
You did so much. Oh my god, you were like all around.
Yeah, I know.
So you know Depop.
Yeah, but I can get into Posh. I don't have a contract signed, so I can go wherever.
We are Posh. I think we're the #1 seller on Posh.
Oh, yeah, okay. Just
which is crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, by the way, if you ever like the outfits I'm wearing, my mom literally sells them the next day. Like I take my clothes off right after this. She takes them and goes home and posts.
And she's a saleswoman. The way she describes it, I'm like, period.
She is a saleswoman. She really does. She loves Posh. She does it every single day. You can find my Poshmark at Trisha P88. We've been selling so much for Christmas. My cameos are crazy. I mean, I literally have like 20 cameos and I haven't finished all them yet. I need to finish them today. But do you have a Depop set up? Do you want to promote it?
I will have one eventually. I think next week I'm setting it up. Yeah. So we'll circle back next week.
No sponsor, but we'll sponsor ourselves. Poshmark Trisha P88. Your Depop coming soon. That'll be great. Yeah, selling that kind of stuff is like so big.
I love to collect. So every time Taylor released something, I like collected it.
It feels good to like, because I'm such a collector too, but sometimes it feels good to like sell some stuff. You know, especially like some of my purses. It's like sometimes I don't even miss them. I'm like, oh, I never even wore it. It was like ugly or whatever.
There's stuff
that
I don't even know I have. So I'm like, if I'm not actually like missing it and I never see it, never look at it, I'm like, and I know that I'm not like price gouging just to, you know.
Right. Just to do
it's all going to a good cause. So that makes me, feel better about it.
Oh, that's good. Especially the holiday season. People are looking for presents.
Yeah.
Speaking of presents, if you want to get someone a signed headshot, the Christmas deadline is cut off now. We're sending out headshots this week, but you can join our Patreon. Shout out to our Patreon, patreon.com/JustTrish. Crushing it, doing 2 videos a week. You guys, last week we did an extended 40 minutes, which is wild.
And like, no tea, but some people's regular podcasts are like 30 to 40 minutes, and our bonus episode
was 40 minutes. Our episode, because I always like to keep at least 2.5 hours for the main one, and then our bonus is like an extra 40 minutes. And we like specifically ended the podcast and filmed. It wasn't like a cutout of the podcast. It was literally like, okay, let's continue. And I feel like this week we might actually have some juicy stuff, because we were debating before, like, do we talk about this or not? Because we're kind of like conflicting. Maybe we'll talk about it, maybe we're not. Maybe we'll mention it and then whatever. But I feel like Patreon's just a good place because it's just a place to like talk about stuff maybe we don't want out there fully mainstream. Look, I know it's going to be out there, but it's not as fully in your face as the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good place to talk about things that we're not really sure. Like, we're discovering and our positions are evolving.
That's what it is.
And it's just easier to have a conversation knowing that, like,
it's supporters.
It's not as pressure.
Right. Here it's like, okay, this is the end all be all. Trisha Paytas says this about whatever. So it's great. We also have a producer tier that gets these cards sent out with the signed headshots. Plus, you get all the bonus videos. I tried to make these a little nicer today. I was a little rushed, but honestly, I have so many producers on here. So we'll give a quick shout out. They're also, then, by the way, good job on the credits. I went to go check today. I was like, did he put their credits? You're so good at it, you know. But you were so cute, the little Patreon credits. So our producer tiers, our top tier, we have Anastasia, Cody, James Lee, Manuel, Dominic, Emmy, Mo, Maris, Luxie Barbie, Lauren, Gwen Thomas, Kane, Danny, Abdullah, David, Jessica, Quincy, Quantify Media, who I think is just a company that sponsors just to be out there, which I love. Mickey, Devs Demir, Amelia, Elizabeth, Tess, Hai with 5 eyes, Abdullah A. There's 2 Abdullahs. I've never heard this name before.
I think
it's the same.
I think they bought a subscription, and then their husband, as like a surprise, bought them a subscription. So then they were like, "Oh, I think I have 2 subscriptions now."
Oh, Do they want that or
No,
we can?
they're fine with it. Yeah. As far as
Okay, because I saw two Abdullahs. I was like, I never met one Abdullah. And there's
know.
two. I love the name Abdullah A and Abdullah. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good
How come you
husband.
never? I know. You should buy me a Patreon subscription. Today is our 2-year. By the way, happy 2-year anniversary, babe. The day of filming this is our 2-year. Tomorrow, when you see this, won't
the
be.
reason for the flowers.
Oh yeah, I posted on my Instagram. I woke up to glam I do it at 6:30, went down to the glam room. I was going to turn on the lights. I saw the lights were on, the heater was on, and all these flowers were on
so
display.
sweet.
It was really cute. And then Malibu was holding 2 flowers, which I thought she was in such a happy mood. And then the card says, spoiler alert, the story ends with me loving you forever. Oh. Yeah, it was really cute. I always say, let's not make a big deal. I don't always say it. This year I said, let's stop making big deals of our anniversary and Christmas. And because like Moses just doesn't like gifts and it's so much pressure for me. And I buy myself literally whatever I want. So I'm just like, this doesn't make sense to give gifts. I feel pressured. Like I buy myself whatever. So it's just, I don't know. Even today I was like, we don't have to do anything because we got married at Four Seasons. So we'll probably go to Four Seasons, but the Four Seasons food kind of sucks. So I was like, do we even want to go there? We went there Friday for sushi. The sushi's good. The actual main restaurant's not. So it just seems like a lot of pressure. Like yesterday I was like running around. I literally get him candy. I was like, I did find one cool thing for you, but I was just like, it's just so much, anniversaries are so much pressure, you know? It's just, wait, I forgot what the Abdullahs, I got distracted. Ada, Ness, Jess, Derek, Elizabeth, thank you for being our producers. You are wonderful because when sponsors pull out, our producers never. That's what I love about you. We'll get back to the producer notes, but thank you guys for real. That really means a lot. Your cards will be going out this week. I'm going to do little doodles on them with like highlighter. I'll put like little hearts on them or something. Headshots are going out this week. Next month, you can get headshots. You have to sign up by the 10th of the month to get the headshots for that month. Anyways, anniversary. Happy anniversary. Sorry, I've literally been talking so much. Did you have something to say about it?
Happy anniversary.
That's it.
No, we woke up really early in the morning and I grabbed Malibu and she was helping me and we got all the flowers that are here now were in the glam room by the mirror and we just wanted you to have a nice beginning to the day.
It was so nice. Flowers is all I need, truly. And I really mean that. I think at the beginning I made such a big deal about gifts. Like I always thought gift giving was my love language. I'm like, if people, first of all, no one ever bought me gifts, but I like gifts and gestures. When people think of something, like it could be literally something it could be a bag of chips, it could be whatever. And I like gifts because I like gift giving. So I think it made such a big deal at the beginning of a relationship. I was like, you don't give me gifts. I think at one point you gave me like a gift for Thanksgiving. You got me like a diamond necklace for Thanksgiving. He was buying me gifts for everything because I remember I was like doing subliminal, like, wow, if they don't get you gifts, they don't love you. And then he was like buying me gifts and it was great at the beginning. And then I realized that's not even my love language anymore. Like you just cooking dinner every night and stuff is great. But gifts is just a lot. And then you said, oh, I'm already triggered by our gift today. He said he got me a bracelet. He said he tried it on and didn't fit his wrist. And I'm like, well, it's not going to fit my wrist. There was a small or a medium. I was like, I'm an XL. I'm an XL everything.
So crazy.
Wrist.
Like they only had 2 options. I was like, well, obviously we'll take them up because we like to wear things loose. So I got that one. And then when I got it, I was like, what? Like, how
it
does
didn't
it
fit
not
his
close?
wrist.
My wrist is not big.
Do you have it? Should I open it here? Because you said you were going to give it to me at our anniversary, but it's like, it's not going to fit, so I'm going to just cry.
Well,
I'd
I
rather
was
cry on
keeping
camera.
it for dinner.
Huh?
I was giving that gift for dinner.
But it's not going to fit. I'm going to get so triggered.
I don't know. I thought maybe it would fit.
We could try it on live here. It could be exciting for the podcast just because like I'm prepared. I do love bracelets. Like he got me Chopard for my birthday. He got me this last Christmas, my little white lotus bracelet. So I love it. You always give me necklaces and stuff too. But I feel like I'm already
I'll
triggered.
bring it down and we'll try it.
Okay. I got you actually a really cool gift, I think. I think it's actually really cool, and I never find cool gifts for you. But I don't know. Do you celebrate your anniversary?
We're kind of the same. Like that first one, we like took a trip. I forgot. I think we went to San Diego or something. But now, even like Christmas, we're kind of, me and my boyfriend talk, and we're like, what do we get each other? Like, I'm fixing his car for Christmas because he ran into a trash can. So.
Oh my God. What? What does that mean? Like one of those big ones?
Yeah, he reversed into a trash can.
God.
So his car is a little busted. So that's what I'm getting him. I feel like after that first year, everything kind of mellows out and everything's not as like serious. Because I remember we went all out that first Christmas, you know, if we felt like we had to like prove it.
Yes.
Now we're just like, okay.
Yeah, that's how we were. We got engaged on the 18th of December, actually. So like this was like my Christmas present, our first year together. Our wedding and our honeymoon was like our Christmas present the second year. And then like last year, what was last year? Nothing, I don't know. Oh, now we have Malibu, so we just like buy, of course, we just like buy presents for her. I don't know. It does become one of those things. And I'm just like, even like going out, I'm like, we go out once a month on a date night to Mastro. So I'm like, it doesn't even feel, I don't know. It was nice. Like flowers are good.
Yeah, I mean, we always celebrate as it is. Because we have so much to be thankful for. So we do that. And
yeah,
when
we
we see
gratitude.
a special gift, we get it for each other. Like if I see something
you
that
always
has
do.
meaning,
Yeah.
like I just got that necklace with a heartbeat. You know, like
Which
this.
I can't find.
We always have. That's why with the
I
jewelry,
lose all my necklaces.
I give her so much jewelry, and it's all lost, but it's never lost. It's actually in her
I
closet.
found the locket. I found
It's
the
always in
locket.
her closet
Yeah.
somewhere.
No, I know. You do give me jewelry. You give me gifts all
But
year round. That's what I'm saying. I
I
think
like things like that have a symbol. Like I love that you wear that bracelet that I gave you on your birthday.
yeah, I wear it every
Like,
day.
she always wears that.
I wear this one every day.
Yeah. So the new one was supposed to replace that red one.
Oh, what? Really? Was it a Kabbalah bracelet?
No, but
Was it Van Cleef?
I'll bring it though. You said it in a second.
I was like, well, if it's not, I thought if it doesn't fit, I was like, well, we can just like replace it. And there's like a Van Cleef bracelet. And that could be for honey. That could be anniversary and Christmas. I have it in my mind. The Tana bracelet, you know, the one that she always wears. Yeah. Oh, when you were saying you were going to pay for the car, his car replacement, like I can talk about this, doesn't matter, whatever. It's real. Like for our wedding, I told you we kind of scammed. We had like a $200,000 budget. The $200,000 was literally spent, I'm not kidding, on the food and the curtains. We had no entertainment, no flowers. All of a sudden I was just like, wait, what? Like I thought, because we were giving cash, whatever, this whole thing, giving cash to this person helping us. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's just the curtains and the food. And they're like, there's no entertainment, there's no flowers. Like that's why we literally had like one flower at our wedding, because $200,000 was our budget. And that was when we were making money. And by the time the wedding comes around, it's like we were making way less money. So I was like, what the heck? So we had to come up with like another, what was $150,000 or something in like 2 weeks, which we did not have. The honeymoon also like that. So Moises, who had like great credit at the time, took out all these credit cards and like we like basically maxed out 50,000 on like 3. So we're getting close now to paying them down. But I was like, oh, maybe like we can pay down the credit cards we maxed out for our anniversary, because that would be better, because his credit was so good. And now we're trying to get new cars. And now I'm like, now the credit's so bad because all this stuff like that. And he was wonderful because he didn't care about a nice wedding, but he knew I did. And then it ended up not being whatever anyways. So I was like, well, maybe we can pay off a credit card for our anniversary instead of buying whatever. We still can do that.
Even though that's part of the memory, but at the same time, the wedding was amazing. Like it was the best day of my life.
Aww.
It was the best day.
Of my life too. I wrote your anniversary post.
The people there were amazing. The energy was incredible.
Yeah,
And it was
for
just
sure.
Like, it was like the most beautiful, loving 200 people.
The people made it with they're all white. They were the decoration.
It was so special, so beautiful.
And you got Elvis for like $2,000 because we had no entertainment.
And he was the real deal. Honestly,
he was so
the real
good.
deal.
I was like, we need to bring him for Elvis's
he came
first
from
birthday.
Vegas, and he was so good.
He was so
really
nice
good.
too. And so we need to hire him again. But Moses got that too. Like we were just, thank God you had good credit, because I couldn't. I was trying to get like a loan. I can't get anything because I had like, I don't know why my credit is so bad. When we bought this house, I guess we did fix my credit, but we had to like do an income loan, or I don't know. This is a whole thing. But I remember like we fixed my credit and we still couldn't get like a credit loan or something. It's very weird. I don't know. Because I always took out those little loans, like those net credit loans where I got like $8,000 when I owed $80,000. I mean, that's so real.
Crazy because, like she said, when we were fixing it, we were finding out all those little things. It was like there's 7,000 over there, 8,000
like
over
10
there,
years ago.
4,000 over there, and we were just paying everything off and finding all those little things that were just open.
And then we hired a guy to help me fix it for like $30,000, and he did nothing.
No, he was another scam.
He's like, yeah, give me
It was another
30,000, and
There's
nothing changed.
There's no shortcuts. No.
Yeah, I'm shocked we got a house. I don't know how that even happened, but at the time Moses had good credit and I had
Better
good
thing,
income.
Today is the actual day that we're filming. So we chose that date because it's such a special date. It was 12, 11, 21.
It's a mirror date.
So it's like a mirror, and that happens only like every 100 years. So the day we got married was a special date.
Well, we wanted
And
the
we chose
18th,
that.
which was our proposal, and 18 is just like a lucky number, but we kind of get
But
that
this
anyways.
was, this was better. It was meant to be.
Yes,
That was a very
so
special date.
12, 11, 21. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, anniversary is fun. I did a nice anniversary post for you. Did you see it?
When?
This morning. We did an anniversary
I was
photo
getting
shoot.
ready here.
It was really cute. My gift is doing photo shoots. That's what I tell him. I'm like, honestly, both ways. Like your gift to me is doing the photo shoot because he doesn't love doing photo shoots. He hates that I buy like new clothes for everybody. But oh my gosh, am I getting the gift here? You can just throw it. Oh, it is the same. Okay.
Same.
Wait, but what? You don't think it's gonna fit? Because this is a string.
all
Oh. We're back on the rainbow. We love it. Doing rainbow everything. Yeah, this is actually really cute though. I love this. Oh my gosh.
So I can't even put an extension because it's a very
I was gonna say that we could have done like an extension. Let's see. I mean, it's beautiful. Maybe I just need to lose a little weight. I'm a little puffy. I could keep it. Is it expensive? I could keep it until I lose the weight from pregnancy. I think I am puffy right now. It's really pretty. I love it. Oh man, if it was just like a little bigger, it's just like right on the cusp. Thank you. Mwah. By the way, I kiss like that because I have my lips. I feel like in our McDonald's one today, people are like, they never kiss. I'm like, because I have my lips. What am I gonna just go? Plus, I hate the way I look in kissing photos because my chin is I'm like the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift one where she's like kissing him on the cheek. I was so triggered because Taylor looks so cute and tiny, and my chin is just so engulfed. And I don't love the way I look kissing. My lips look I don't know. I just don't.
Lip gloss. It stays for 2 days after that.
Yeah, so that's why I don't know. Whatever. But this is actually so pretty. Dang, it's like right there too.
So it's the kind of the coexist kind. It has all the different religions, all the different symbols.
Oh my God, I love it. Thanks, babe.
Oh, that's so
my
cute.
wrist wasn't so fat, but I'm going to blame pregnancy on that because everything's a little swollen at the moment. I think I could keep it. Honestly, I feel like I can wear it after pregnancy. Because like my ring is going to start coming off soon because my fingers are going to get too swollen. Like everything just gets a little swollen. So happy anniversary. Yeah, I love this month. I love December. I just think it's such a good month of magic. When is your anniversary? Oh,
ours is
May.
Officially June. We started like, I always thought it was just kind of because we just kind of went right away, you know? So in my head, it was always like March, but my boyfriend goes by the day, like we asked each other, like, you want to be boyfriends? And that was June.
What happened? Who asked who?
In my head, we already were, I think, without like saying it, but so he officially asked.
You kind of have to officially ask, I feel, anymore. It sounds cheesy and stupid, like, oh my God, we are boyfriends, but like, I feel like we had to like officially ask, but we celebrate both. March 14th is when we met, but then we celebrate August 1st too.
We kind of do too.
Yeah, so it's kind of both. Like, when are we officially dating? I did the summer of like OF, like hardcore OF, and then I think it was like a thing, like, do you like me? Do you not like me? Because I just really thought he just didn't like me and we were just like hooking up. So I was like, maybe he just doesn't like me. I'm just going to do the summer of OF or whatever. And then when I realized like he had feelings for me, I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, wait, does this mean I have to stop OF? And I was like, okay, it's worth it. Like it totally is. Because I was in that thing. Because I think like literally the week before, I think I did like 2 huge like hardcore OF thing. And then he was just like, I kind of have like feelings for you or whatever. And I was just like, wait, what? And I was like, but as I was like my biggest money making week, I made like literally like I think 600,000 in a week, and I was just like, oh
my
man,
God.
I know. I'm like, okay, well, and he was never down to be on OF, so I was like, but you know what? I've always had money and I never had love, so I'm like, let me go with love on this one. I think this will make me happier in the end, and honestly, it does. And now money comes and goes, but love is forever.
Tea.
You know, and I feel like that's actually so true because we've had lots of ups and downs, financial and.
You can't buy what we have. You can't buy things like Malibu and
That's true.
Elvis and our family.
I love being in love. Like, it is crazy. Like, I know there's so many people that love to be single, and like, I just never did. I just never loved being single, ever.
I forgot who you were talking to. One of your interviews where you were, I think maybe it was Dallas, where he was talking about like Tinder and stuff. And it was like, God, I remember you just get to a point when you're swiping and you're just like, oh my God, I am never gonna find love. Like, I remember the beginning high when you get matches and stuff, and you're like, wow, so many people want me.
Yeah.
And then all the conversations like fizzle out, and you feel like you've seen everyone in your area, and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna die alone.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, that kind of was when we first met. It was like literally a day before we met. I was doing this kind of like dating show thing. And it was set up to be like, I was like a bachelorette or something like that. It was like weird. It was like this dating show thing. It was like the second episode. And it was like to the part where people were like submitting to date me. And I remember it was like 3 hours long. And I was just like, oh my God, these are the people. This is my picking. This is what I'm going to end up with. Like, I didn't, and I just, none of the people were, granted, I'm sure they did it as like a joke or whatever. Like, a lot of it was like for jokes. And then probably a lot of other people were just like, I don't know, whatever. Not my usual men. And not to say I had the highest standards. I don't need a model or anything. It was just, it was like an 18-year-old college kid, but then also there was like some random person and like, I don't know, it was very weird. So I was like, oh no, these are the people that I get. Like, this is it, you know? I'm like, I'm just going to be whatever. And then Moses DM'd me that night, and I was like, oh, okay. There's maybe a hope. There's a chance of hope. So
it was a DM. That's how it started?
Yeah, it was a DM.
That's how mine started, too.
Who DM'd who?
My boyfriend DM'd me first.
How did he find you?
Wild? It's actually a kind of insane story. He was in a situationship, and I guess I'd shown up in like an Explorer page when my boyfriend had Instagram open, and the guy got like so jealous, I guess, and was like, oh, this is the guy, kind of guys you like. I'm going to follow him and tell him that you want to date him. So the guy he was seeing followed me, DM'd me, and was like, you should follow Darian. And
we know his name.
He thinks you're cute. I thought it was a troll, like dead ass. But I followed him anyway. And we were just like oomfies for like
What's oomfies?
Mutuals, basically.
Oh, okay.
For like a couple months. And then, in March, when everything like shut down, he like DM'd me randomly. And then that's how,
Gosh, that's
wild.
That's how exactly what, do you know the day?
I forget which specific day, but it was like around maybe like the 15th, somewhere around there.
Literally like the same as us. Because
really?
I think, yours was like
14.
Did you message me on the 14th or we met on the 14th?
Oh, we met on the 14th.
So you messaged me on like the 13th.
Yeah.
Because lockdown happened on like the 15th or something. Oh no, 16th. Yeah, it was crazy. So that's how we got
wild.
literally like the exact same
It's
timing.
it's like mind blowing sometimes.
The
like
parallels
the parallels.
of it. No,
yeah.
it is. I know when you think about that, you're like, oh my God, our lives are so similar. That was our other video on Patreon, was me reacting to, or us reacting to our first interviews together. It was really cute. Cedric DM'd me. He's like, oh my God, not the rehearsal footage. I'm like, yeah, with the dancers like stretching in the background.
yeah.
It was memories. That was so much fun. I love the reaction. What are we doing today? Do we have a video planned for today?
I think today's our behind the scenes.
Oh, a little tour.
Vlog,
We'll do a little tour of the studio. I think that'll be fun. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of DMs that changed my life.
Oh, here we go.
Sliding into the DMs. Someone slid in my DMs. And honestly, I was trying to compare it to the day you slid in my DMs. I think I might be more excited for this one, only because I didn't know you yet. You know what I mean? I was excited when you slid into my DMs for sure. But this one, I couldn't breathe. I texted you. I texted my sister. I texted Moses. I was like, what do I say? What do I do? Moses was gone. He's never gone. And I was just like, it was such a stressful day that day too. Like it was last Thursday. It was so stressful. And like when I say so stressful, it's just like, this is so stupid. But like I tried to get a new iPhone. It wasn't like working or activating. I went to Verizon for 2 hours. I was on the phone with like an activation center for an hour. Then I went to Apple for an hour. No one could activate this phone. They said, I have a pending order. Like it was so weird. And I'm like, what pending order? Like, what does that mean? They couldn't activate it anyways. So I had to return my pink iPhone. It was just this whole thing. And it was literally 5.5 hours of me trying to figure out this phone situation, like in person, on the phone, whatever. I was so annoyed. I was like, I'm done. I think you went out with Malibu for lunch because I had such a headache. I was like, I'm going to just lay down. I have such a headache. And then I was about to lay down, but I checked my phone before I laid down and I opened my Instagram and I thought I was hallucinating. I thought I was oh my gosh. When you talk about manifesting and visualizing something, this is like all my manifestations and visualizing come true. And I was just like, what? Like I have been a stan of so many people throughout the years. Britney Spears, My Chemical Romance. I spent probably $1 million recreating their music videos, dressing like Gerard Way. Just never once have I ever gotten an acknowledgement from any of them. Fine. It was just fine. You know, that's the life of a stan. You're just probably not going to get acknowledged by your favorite. But when I felt, oh my gosh, last podcast, we were just saying, like, I'm kind of over this phase.
Yep.
And Oscar's like playing hard to get worked because who was in my DMs but none other than Abel himself, The Weeknd.
Wild. That does deserve an applause. So true.
I texted Moses. I just screenshotted. That's the actual text, by the way. Okay, I screenshot just like seeing that because that was like, that's crazy. Like 5 minutes ago, Abel DM'd you. Like literally probably like the biggest, right? Like he has the most streams on Spotify. Like he's definitely the biggest.
Yeah, and just like
one.
in another world, like
Yeah.
when it comes to musicians, because he's just so I don't even think he goes to the Grammys. Like he's just very
No
he
interviews.
stays in his, like,
This is
bubble.
Michael Jackson DMing you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
This is-
Like doesn't do interviews, doesn't DM, not on social media like that.
Doesn't do
like
promo. Like
yeah, I was like, what? Like I was like.
And she never, when she gets a DM from somebody, especially if it has any kind of weight, she doesn't open it. She
I didn't.
screenshot it and send it
Yes.
to me. And I know she's sitting there looking at it and afraid to open it.
I don't wanna
and
open
I'm
it.
like, open it. I want to know what it says.
And my sister said that too. She was open it. I'm like, no, like I gotta like meditate on this, like take it in, like I gotta like
Also,
center
the
myself.
first few words, you don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because
See,
there
like-
was a sentence. The first few words was like, "Thank you for the support." Period. And then it says my team, and then like nothing. And I was like, okay, well, like more. But I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to like. Yeah. Oh God. Okay. So I was like, I sent it to Moses. I was just like so excited. Like my sister FaceTimes me. I'm like on the toilet, and I was like, she FaceTimes me, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like I couldn't breathe. I don't know what to do. Like all of a sudden, all the delusions in my head start coming. I'm like, okay, like I don't know. I don't want to say all the delusions, but I was just like, okay,
I mean,
all
you
right,
had
what am I?
dreams about this moment. Like
Yeah.
vivid
So I'm just
dreams.
like, okay, does he? I'll just say this. I'm so stupid. He's never gonna. By the way, he hasn't. Okay, anyways, I was like, okay, does he want to like put me in a music video? Does he want to date? Like, that's my first thought. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I wanted my whole life. Like the most famous person in the world wants to date me. He did not want to date me. Spoiler alert. That's not what it was at all. But I was just like, but of course I said to my husband too, because I'm just like, okay. And then literally the other day, what did you say? Oh, because we were going to talk about on the podcast. And Moses got me this sweater over the weekend from Target that I've been wanting. And I was like, oh my God, I love it. He's like, are you going to wear it? I'm like, but we're going to talk about Abel. And I kind of want to look a little sexy. Like, I don't know where. He's like, well, make sure you say your husband got it for you. I'm like, don't worry, babe. My Instagram bio says married. Like, If you're with the delusion with me, you're like, make sure he knows. You're literally he dates supermodels like Gigi Hadid and Selena Gomez. I'm just like, oh, that's a whole other tease, Selena Gomez. But I was, oh my God, yeah. So I didn't want to like answer. You texted me back right away. Everyone was texting me back. I was like, oh my gosh. So then I was like, okay, let me open it. Because my sister's like, he's online now. So like reply. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I was, so then I opened it. I told her to call back because I have to have focus. I can't do both things. So I was like, what do I say? What do I say? So do I say? Should I say exactly what he said? But I don't want to like, we were kind of debating back and forth. Like I wanted to show, I blew it up. So I sent the screenshot of just that. And again, if it was anything like personal, like obviously he's like, I want you to have my baby. I'm not going to screenshot and tell everybody, you know, it was very like, he was very professional. But I screenshotted it, just the thing to like show, again, my closest people, Oscar, Moses, my sister, that's it. And then I wanted to show the screenshot. I actually blew it up. Like I had a mixed tiles, not sponsored, but I had a mixed tiles blown up of it. And I asked Oscar, I'm like, do you know how to blur the rest? Because I just wanted it to show Abel with the time, with the 5 minutes ago. But I wanted to show like that it was in the DMs, but I didn't want to show anyone else in the DMs because like it's all about Abel. And you sent it back to me within minutes. You're like, yeah, no problem. Yeah. I love it. That's the kind of support you need. I was like, thank you. So I got it printed out right away, giant. And I was like, I was going to put it like here. But then Moses was like, well, he'll probably never DM you again if you're just exposing people's DM. I'm like, I guess. I don't know. I was going back. I was going to ask you, like, because you could put as the title, just like, you know how people put like the weekend DM me and it's just like ... or whatever. So it doesn't have to be the actual thing. But I was like, would you show it or would you not? Because I want to say the whole thing. It's not that much more, by the way. It's not like anything tea. But do I keep it like, no, me and Abel are cool. Maybe he's going to DM me again.
Just say it. Yeah. I mean, it's also not that serious. It's like so unserious.
Only it's so unserious, and I wrote back right away, and he has not seen it. He does not, like, he literally, I'm so perplexed. So it literally was just like, thank you for the support. Me and my team appreciate it. Praying hand emoji. So I was like, me and my team, so that means it's actually Abel DMing me. Because it would be like, the team, Abel appreciates it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you think he's actually on the DM, or you think
I kind of think it's
someone's posing as him?
I think it's him. Also, because his Instagrams, I went and followed him after because I'm like, oh
yes.
Now I'm like, he has to know. Yeah, I'm like,
for you.
He has to know that the whole team supports.
The whole team supports. We're here for you.
So his Instagram stories are very like personal. Like it's very clearly him.
You think? Because it was mostly like reposts, like Fortnite reposts.
No, because the one I saw, it was him. It was like in a living room and he was just like watching something. I forgot what I saw.
That's new this weekend because I've been following him for a while and he rarely shows that. And he was showing like, yeah, he was watching TV
with artists, I think it's like a mix. Like they have access to their own accounts, but also like the agency or their social media manager also. So like the promotional stuff is usually someone else, but a lot of the times
they just
for personal stuff, it's actually them.
Because he never posts personal stuff. And his whole page is really like concert photos and like professional photos. And
I mean, he probably got the password re-logged into his account just to DM you.
Well, this is what I was thinking because I was just like, why? Why now? Well, you said it. You're like, kind of why now? I was kind of thinking why now too. I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, this is so, like, also, okay, so we think the theory is the Zach Sang, which by the way, Zach Sang having so much pull.
Wild.
Rachel Zegler commented, we'll get there. I was just like, okay, Zach Sang just having everyone watching him. But there was, well, it kind of got confirmed later. So like there was a clip going viral, which is like so, at first I was like, oh no, people are like making fun of me for buying music. Like I'm such an old millennial. But then a lot of the comments were like, no, actually I do this too. Like actually like go her, like support the artist, whatever. But yeah, there was a couple clips on TikTok that went viral and it was me talking about how I purchase music on iTunes, and I do. And I was like doing the screen recording. By the way, since Abel said thank you for the support, I went and bought $100 worth of more of his music. Some of the same songs twice. I was like, I don't even care. Like I'm buying everything he's ever done on iTunes. Like, so I mean, the fact that he's like, so that video went viral. I was like, I bought like 6 Weeknd songs, and the fact that he's like, thank you for the support like that. I was like, oh my gosh, okay.
I have everything.
Yeah, but like that's crazy. The biggest artist in the world who has like 3.2 billion on one song on Spotify. It's like thanking me for the support. Like it's kind of weird, but I also kind of love. So what we did confirm then is that on Instagram of all things, like Instagram Reels or something like that. So that's why I was like maybe his team liked it. It was after he sent the DM. The Weeknd, the account, maybe it's him, I don't know, liked the post of the Zach Sang.
A fan account.
Abel's post is what it's called, yeah.
Posted the clip of that same clip, but it was like literally straight from YouTube, like a screen record or whatever. Yeah. And yeah, the time, it was like 45 minutes after the DM.
Yeah, and like 30 comments. It wasn't like a viral post.
Yeah, it only had 2,000 likes at the time.
Right.
And then everyone started tagging me like, tell Trisha, he liked it.
I saw it over Twitter too, and I didn't want to say anything because I was like, well, I have even more.
People on Twitter are still like, how has she not noticed?
I know. I wanted to wait to talk about it on this podcast because I was basking in all of it. Trust me, I was like, I want to post all of it. Like I wanted to post the DMs. I was like so excited. And then when I saw he publicly or his account publicly liked it, I was like, wow, this is like public, like liking this.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was like, Forever XO. I love it so much. Yeah, it's kind of random.
The timing is wild.
The timing was wild, especially as we just talked about. I don't know. I just felt very seen. So what did I do? He was on. I thought, okay, he's online. Like, I'm gonna reply. I literally wrote back. I don't have my phone, but I can just paraphrase. Like, OMG, gagging, crying. I should read exactly what I said. But I was like, gagging, crying. The Idol changed my life. I love you so much. And then I sent every single photo of me in every single Weeknd shirt that I've ever taken. Yeah, I did the Idol. I sent you a screen recording of what I sent back. I was like the Idol, like his shirts, like every single thing I've ever worn of the Weeknd. And then I ended it with, will you please come on my podcast? And not seen or anything like that yet. But right above his, it said, will you come on my podcast? I had DM'd him like months ago if he would come on. And then, so he must have seen that at some point to like message me. No response yet. I totally understand. But I did buy $100 worth of your music. So if you want to come on the podcast, I felt very seen. I felt very appreciated. So even if I never get a DM back, it was the most like seen I've ever felt by a celebrity. Like I just felt really appreciated. And I feel like I've been a fan for so many people for so long. And like, I think you're just used to like celebrities like ignoring you and stuff. Cause like, obviously like they're not going to thank every single person. I don't know. It was just so surreal. It was definitely the coolest celebrity encounter I've ever had. Definitely the biggest. I was just like, this is wild.
You were there for him in the toughest time, you know.
Yes. When the Idol was getting hate.
He had a lot of haters.
Single-handedly brought the Idol back.
I think
to
it
where
could.
It belongs.
Season 2, yeah.
A lot of people have said that they're watching the Idol now because
it's so good. Everyone, you have to watch it. Please watch it before next week. Our final hot topics. That's my Christmas gift from you, okay? Because we need to discuss it because it's so good. Like I don't know why people like my makeup artist. I'm like, she loves Euphoria. I'm like, why haven't you watched this? It's literally so good. I'll screen record my part of the DM and send it to you. I literally sent so many pictures of myself to him. He's probably like, okay. I did not see it, but that was crazy. And how did he find like my Instagram? Like,
I mean, you're not hard to find.
You think? But Trisha Paytas backup. I just had a call this morning actually with this company or this agency, and they're just like, your Instagram handle's like a little confusing. People think it's like a fake one, or is this the real one? And I was like, yeah, I know. It's like Trisha Paytas back. I gotta change it because it's. If anyone on Instagram came my original Trisha Paytas handle back, that'd be great. But you think? But it's also like that's like time, right? Okay, you see a clip. Obviously, he doesn't know my. Maybe he does know my name, but he doesn't know my name. So you're like, okay, who's on Zach saying? Okay, now I gotta find it on Instagram. Send a DM. Like. Seems like a lot of work, actually. Don't you think?
No, I think it's pretty easy.
If I saw just a fan talking about me, like, I don't know.
I mean, you have a very large digital footprint, so.
I felt very seen. And I wasn't even intending that when I went in Zach saying, but I don't know. I do constantly think about the Weeknd. And
that was wild, especially because you said that was your last public standing of the Weeknd until he notices you. That's my theory. I think he saw that you're playing hard to get, and it really turned around. So that's like the opposite of manifestation. So I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, saying that you're over something is what bring it. So I was like, what can I say? I'm over being skinny. I don't care. I don't care about being skinny. I don't care about money. I don't care about any of that.
Come to me. I think you could be very right with that. I don't know. That could be a theory too, because I was. And now I'm right back. He sucked me right back in. I bought every single Fortnite apparel he promoted this weekend. I bought all the hoodies and the t-shirts that have the same graphic on it. I don't even know what it means. Like, I don't know what it is. It was like an animated version. I have so many, I have so much Fortnite apparel coming. I spent probably like $500 on his website, and I have no regrets about it.
I have to go in the game and then buy his skins. Just buy the skins.
Whoa, my sister did that. As soon as I texted, she's like, she sent me her gameplay of playing of him, bought all the skins, everything like that. Like, if I knew how to do it, I would do it. I became such a hardcore stan. Like, I just never, again, I've never felt so appreciated in my life. And that, like, by the biggest artist celebrity in the world that like acknowledges no one, that's like so elusive. Like, it's so crazy to me. I had so many, the whole weekend, I was just having delusions and dreams and what could be. Oh my God, will he come on the podcast? My mom didn't know who the Weeknd was at all. Like, literally, I still don't think she knows. I didn't even text her because I was like, she's not going to know because she is so out of that realm. But she goes, no, like the night before I had a dream. I was like, or I had a thought. I think the Weeknd's going to go on Trisha's podcast. I was like, did you actually think that? And my mom doesn't really lie. So maybe she did have that thought because she saw me on the Zach Sang show talking about it. So I still have hope. You never know, I just feel like it all can start with the DM, as we know. And and that's how I feel for real. I was like, I always hear stuff about streaming. I don't know much about music or whatever. I mean, but I like to support. I like to have like the album. People said too, like if you download the song, if you purchase it, like you own it forever or something, as opposed to streaming. Like if you get rid of the streaming, like you don't own it. So I don't know. I love it. I bought every single Weeknd song there was. I just was so excited, and I love to see him on my thing. And that's all we listen to. We talk about it date nights. That's all we listen to in the car. The iTunes playlist, just like rewatching it. So I just felt so seen. I don't know how to say it. I just felt, I think I sent him my cosplay as him too. I sent at least a dozen photos to him. So I felt kind of weird about it, but I was like, whatever.
That's
my
your
sister's
moment.
like, yeah, my sister's like, don't overdo it. And I was like, just sending so many. Oh man. Well, if he had seen it, maybe I'd felt more weird if I was left on scene.
I
But
don't think not overdoing it is an option.
I know. Moses was like, I'm like, what do I say? He's like, tell him how much you appreciate his talent and his music. I'm like, no. I'm going to say like I'm gagged, I'm gooped. Like, gooped? I don't know if that's like, is that a bad word? Okay, I don't know. I feel like that's, I was just so excited. I told him the ad will change my life. I just like, this is my moment. This is whatever. And I went full out for it. And I did finish it. The first DM I ever sent him was like when we started the podcast, will you come on my podcast? Last DM I sent him was, will you come on my podcast? And honestly, I'm fine with, even just a video message. If I'm in his music video, I was like, maybe he needs a pregnant lady in his music video. Maybe he's going to have a song about, there is a song, the one I love, where it's like, but I want to have a baby with the right one. Maybe that I could be it could be like the sequel to that song, and then I'm the baby with the right one for the video, of course. Acting purposes only. There was an interview I saw of Mark Wahlberg, and they're literally like, name 5 actresses that you'd want to be in a kissing scene. He's like, my wife, my wife, my wife. I'm like, some of these like Christian Catholic actors get a little too hardcore. There's another one who I love, I love Mark Wahlberg too. Neil McDonough. Do you know him? Mm-mm. He always talks about being a villain in all these movies because he doesn't want to like kiss another girl or something. Oh. What are your thoughts on that? Because Mark Wahlberg said the same thing. He's like, my wife. I'm like, but you're like an actor. Like, I guess they're older. Actually, Neil, I don't think has ever done a love scene, if I'm not mistaken. But what do you think about that? I don't know. I was kind of like, but you're an actor. We talked about this a little bit before on the podcast.
Yeah, because didn't Penn Badgley also say for the last season of
Don't get me started on that.
He stopped doing like those intimate scenes or
but
whatever.
But he was married when you started, so I'm kind of like,
oh. I mean, then you have those situations where it's like Angelina and Brad on Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I guess, where it's like, but those are like rare, I feel like that's not that.
I think that's very rare because like Margot Robbie's been married for so long and she's done like nude scenes and love scenes with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Like she's always, I think it's like if you don't already have a stable relationship, then maybe, but like if you're so dedicated to your wife like that, like I don't think there would be like an issue.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. Like I talked about like if Moses was like in the remake of the 10 Commandments and you had to do a love scene with the support. And I'm the most jealous person, but I'm like, it's acting. You're getting paid a lot. Like this is a big movie. Like why? I guess the flip side is like, do you feel something? Because you have to have chemistry, right? So you feel something.
Yeah. Me right now, I would say I wouldn't care if like my boyfriend did it. But then I don't know. I guess if the situation occurred, Halle Bailey's boyfriend, like he hated the guy who played Prince Eric.
Which I'm like, this is like Disney. They were so PG. They weren't doing anything crazy.
I know. But like then you see like Rachel Zegler, her boyfriend didn't play her love interest in the Hunger Games movie.
Did you say anything about it?
No, he like Rachel and the guy who played her love interest, Tom Blythe, they're always like hugging, like they're very like friendly, and her boyfriend doesn't care. So
because he's an actor too.
Yeah, I
just think like at the end of the day, it's like we were talking about this weekend. You said something of like if you go off with the weekend, like I said something like I really thought about it, even though this is like the delusion in my head. Like I would never leave you for the weekend because like, do you think the weekend's gonna make me like bolognese? Do you think the weekend's gonna love me? Is he gonna like raise our children with me? You know what I mean? Like it's we have such a life. The weekend, he's the weekend. Like, it's not going to be like, I don't know. There's not going to be that love, that thing, I don't know. Anyways, it was so weird. I was like thinking about, I'm like, I wouldn't even for like, and he's my number one crush at the moment. Like, my crushes always change or whatever. I have crushes on lots of guys. My husband is literally, you're like a saint for real because like I get these crushes on these like random actors and stuff like Naveen Andrews, shout out from Lost, like love him. And I was just like so obsessed with them for so long, but I don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, like I would never, like truly, never, like ever one leave you because you're just so wonderful, like to me and our kids and all stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, I know that you're not going to.
Would you be jealous if I had a kissing scene? If I had like a love scene with somebody? What if it was the weekend?
That's a tough one. I mean, I don't know. I'm not good at like it has to be a real thing to dwell.
So if
I
get offered it, then
but in general, I think there's something about those environments that is problematic because you're detached from your world and you're in this makeup world. It's like a fairy tale, the movie said, and you're like it becomes, if you're a good actor, it's also real.
But if it was like the Idol season 2, I'm gonna star in it.
I don't know, because we didn't marry as an actress and an actor. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I was an actress.
So
I was
if I suddenly
Family.
decide, now I'm an actor because I want to do this scene with that girl, what would you say?
But what if it was the Idol season 2?
What then?
What if it was the Idol season 2, but like Lily Rose Depp is my love interest?
No, it doesn't change if it's a male or female.
Really?
Yeah, and you're fluid. So it's not like that's the issue if it's a male or a female or being jealous of it. It's really just
What if it's someone
about-
I'm not attracted to? Who
It's
do I?
about the intention. Why are you doing it? Like, you know what I mean? Are you doing it for the money? Then no.
I think
Are you doing it for
All of
fake-
it. The
What-
fame, the money.
Right, but you have all that in other places, and it's I think equal.
Really?
To it.
Oh my gosh. This is so life changing. I thought if I got offered the Idol season 2, you'd be like, yeah, take it.
Well, I think it has to be in front of our eyes.
We have
and
to see
then,
the script.
And also, if I get to be in the writer, okay, that means that we have a trailer.
no.
The family is there
You're
on
not the
set.
writer.
We are there.
Oh, the writer, like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, what you-
No,
how you
you would
wanna be
totally
on the
be there. I
set.
thought you were
Yeah.
like writing the episodes. I'm like, no.
Rewrite.
He's
I
that
am
husband that
not a
comes
writer,
in.
no.
No, you could totally be there, of course. Yeah, I mean, I get that part, but
You know what I mean? So it depends
interesting.
how the things are played out.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it once I get offered the role.
Exactly.
But that's wild because I would think if it was like with Lily Rose Depp, who I'm not like obsessed, I love her, but like I'm surprised that you would be like feeling the same way. I get The Weeknd because I am obsessed with him, and of course that would be like exciting. But Lily Rose Depp, I'm like obviously not, although she's
But
beautiful.
I think we're not aware of what is the thing that could rise up from it.
But
You know
I
what
think
mean?
with the Ethan Slater thing and Ariana too, I was saying this, it's like, why you wouldn't, I guess he did leave his family. I was gonna say, you wouldn't leave your family for, even if it was like a fling, like if you had a fling, you know, not that I would, but I'm just saying like, you wouldn't leave your family for something that's like a fantasy, because you know it's a fantasy.
I'm not even worried about leaving family. I'm just, I'm talking about crossing the line. Yeah, you have an acting scene, but maybe something happened in the trailer before that or after
We're
that.
thinking so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
'cause
mean? Like
sets,
it's
like-
about crossing that line, and after that, there's no going back because you will
Mm-hmm.
feel always the guilt of that happening.
Well, that's true for sure.
And like actual sets are so unsexy that it's like
That's what people say.
yeah, because even especially for men, like whenever they have nude scenes, like no one actually shows like full hog. Like it's the fake prosthetic, and that is so like silly and unsexy to me.
I
Like
just feel like, I don't know, those scenes where they're like, you're actually getting like pushed together. Like, I don't know, how do you not feel anything? Like,
don't know.
you know what I mean?
yeah, there's just so many people around. Like it just seems very like unsexy. It's not like intimate, I guess.
That's true. I guess I've had one sexy scene. It was the freaky music video, and I definitely like, that person wasn't like my type or anything either. But yeah, I guess it wasn't like super high. It definitely wasn't. There was no
Yeah.
like, and that's when I was single, and I definitely, and I did a music with Fabio on the beach, and like I like that actually would be my type because I like an older male celebrity. But yeah, I didn't feel that way either. I guess it was very actually more anything awkward. Like I felt, especially because it was my music video and I hired him, I kind of felt like, oh, this feels like maybe he doesn't want me to touch him. It was definitely not. And I was also newly single on that, and it didn't feel so. Yeah, I guess that's so interesting. Interesting perspective. I thought he'd be like, no, I wouldn't be jealous at all because you're just not a jealous person in general. But
Yeah, it's not jealous.
it's what happens in the trailer. Well, that's why you come with me on set. You and Malibu and Elvis are in the trailer. Yeah, I know. I don't know why we think about this. I think about those scenarios all the time, and they've never happened. But I'm like, and also if I was casted in the
I
Idol
believe
too,
it can happen. I mean, I believe anything can happen because,
that I'd be cast in the Idol too.
yeah, for
I would
something,
be
for a
casted
serious
like
show. And
that woman that was like the big girl that was like her manager that was like roughing people up. That would be me more so. I would be, or I'd be like her mom, because her mom was abusive in the first season. Like I always thought like they did season 2, I'd be like the mom in flashbacks that was like the abusive mom or something like that. That would be more my role. But anyways, all that stemmed from the DM. I was like, oh, what could be from this? And I was just like, thank you for the support. Me and my team appreciate it. I was like, okay. Wow. Well, if you didn't think I was weird before, you'll think I'm weird now. This is why we don't DM fans. Like it's taken to a whole nother level. But speaking of Rachel Zegler, so do we talk about the Hunger Games or do we talk about her? Because I was like, everyone kept talking about Snow. I think we talked about him last time. Oh, I know who's gonna, like if it was Timothy Chalamet, like, I mean, you're not gonna be jealous of that. Like if he was like, if I was doing like Willy Wonka sequel, because he's so not everything. Like I would never want to kiss him even if he paid me $1 million. So I feel like then you wouldn't be jealous. Do you know who that is?
yeah, but but again, it's not jealousy.
Oh, it's like,
It's not jealousy. It's like,
What
you know,
could
it's like,
happen?
let's say if you're a boss, you don't take your secretary on a trip with you and stay in the same hotel.
I mean, that's a whole
You
different.
don't- No, but that's what I'm saying. It's
Right,
in
okay.
that world, it's the same.
If it was Timothy Chalamet, it'd be fine.
just-
I wouldn't even take the role. If it was Idol season 2 and like you have to do a love scene with Timothy Chalamet, I was like, no. And I'm sure Timothy Chalamet would feel the same. So I'm not even trying to dog on him. But I'm sorry, that new Wonka, not it. Did you see it?
No, it's out this
Oh, I just
Friday.
saw a clip. And Hugh Grant, crazy in it. Like I can't.
I know it's getting good reviews. Weirdly, I thought it would be like very, once again, unserious, and I was kind of like writing it off. But apparently, it's good.
Really?
Yeah.
We should get the crumble cookie. There's a Wonka cookie out this week.
Is there?
Yeah, I wish I could on that. We could Postmate it actually. There's a crumble close to us.
Oh,
we could try that for
a
our
lot of people were
Patreon.
like, why is there no like like Barbie went all out for their campaign, but there's no like Wonka chocolate or, you know.
I'm actually at a shock because they used to do that in Toys R Us. They used to have a bunch of Wonka stuff. Yeah. They have a cookie at Crumble, and Doll's Kill has like some cute Wonka outfits. I'm not into Willy Wonka just in general.
I never was into Willy Wonka that much either.
Not my thing.
Every time I see like the commercials for it, I keep thinking of the back that, reverse it, like whatever.
Yeah, TikTok. I can't imagine it being good. But anyways, that was a whole side note. But we did watch Hunger Games, and I saw TikToks about like people thirsting after Snow and then it made sense to me because I didn't really pick up. Was Snow in the first one? I don't know. Was he?
Yeah, the old guy, the president.
Well, I got it in the second time because they kept calling him Snow. Okay, Snow. I got it. So the prequel is him in the Hunger Games.
His story. Yeah.
Oh, it's his story?
He's the main character, and then Rachel Zegler is like the.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought she was the main.
He's the main protagonist. She's kind of like supporting.
Oh, so it's like Snow's villain origin story.
Yeah, basically.
Actually, oh my gosh. So he's in the first Hunger Games, and then what? He lives, obviously.
No, he wasn't in the Hunger Games. He mentors like Rachel Zegler in the game. So Rachel Zegler is the one actually in there fighting, and he's like trying to help her win. Basically,
are they dating?
They aren't, but they are. Like, they
you
have
said
a
love interest.
Yeah, love interest. It's like a slow build. Like, yeah.
And then what happens? Does she die?
No.
Oh.
It's a mystery. She kind of just disappears.
How?
They leave. She wins. Spoiler alert. And then they plan to like run away. They're fleeing. They're gonna go on their own out into the wild. Then he starts being really psychopathic and like really
she's like, well, I don't like this.
She's like, "Woo, let me get out." So she just like, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get something," and she just leaves.
Not let me go get something. BRB.
Yeah, literally, and then she's just gone.
Okay. This may sound sexist. I don't know, but I have a hard time believing these females are winning the Hunger Games. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, but you have to see
like
how it happens.
Because even though Jennifer Lawrence is fierce, and I do love her in these movies, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think she is great in these movies. Like, I just have a hard time believing. Like, I didn't see the second one. I don't know how she fights in the second one. But the first one. I'm sorry. But the second one, she's like against like all these like really like the brother sister duo, and then like Finnick. Like, you're not gonna beat Finnick. Which, by the way, spoiler alert of the old movie, she doesn't really beat him. Like, everyone kind of just like leaves. They all get out or something. Like half of them get out. Yeah. But it's like, how are you gonna beat? I don't know. I just have a hard time believing it.
Well, in the second one, she probably would have died, but there was people like working with her because there was a grand plan.
That was kind of good about the movie because I like halfway through, I was kind of like, when she said, why would they, like the person jumping out of hiding? I was like, why would they do that? And
everyone's sacrificing for
yes. And then when they're like, we did this for you, and like, what are you talking about? And also, sorry, but Peeta like just not survive. Like, how did he survive the first one? Because the second one, they're just like carrying him. They're just like always
they
like
did that in the first one too. He like
why? Why are they like babying him?
Because he's just not a fighter. He's a baker. So
right. Mood.
Yeah. So, but Katniss, like, it's also like just survival. Like, she has in District 12. The discourse is really sending me because it's so anyway. It's like she had to like fight to survive her whole life. So all she knows is how to survive, like how to hunt. And then when you think about like the capital and like those like District 1, 2, 3, where they're rich, they don't have to actually like fight for to survive. They don't have to like get resources, hunts, do things themselves. So she had an advantage, whereas like she had to fight her whole life. So she had all these instincts and skills, and that is what helped her win.
Okay.
And she hid for a lot of them, so everyone was they were taking each other out.
Right.
And then she kind of like went in there at the end and took some people out.
That would probably be my strategy. The people that hide, I was like, that's so smart.
That's
the ones
what
that
Rachel
camouflage.
Zegler did.
Yeah. Oh, she was just hiding too. She was the original camouflagers.
Yeah.
Because in the second one, there was like camouflage people that like were like, that's how they won their Hunger Games. I was like, that's so smart. And then when I saw the person jump out, I'm like, why the heck would they do that? I don't know. Hunger Games 2 is a little unserious too, with like the baboons and the poison fog. And like then a force field comes up. I'm like, this is like not real at all.
Yeah, it is not real.
But it's wild. I was thinking when like the clock is spinning and stuff like that, I was like, this would be kind of a fun movie to film though. Like,
and it's like in Hawaii, so it's like they filmed in Hawaii. It was pretty fierce.
Oh,
like,
I would like those kind of things. I think would be fun, even funner than shooting The Idol season 2 with The Weeknd. I think I would rather be in a movie like that, like The Hunger Games, where you're just like, I'd have to get in really good shape, but like just constantly like in those, like do you ever see behind the scenes? Like, how is that working? How are they doing it? How are they being spun around? Like, I would love to see that. I think that would be, because we did it for a music video, such a smaller scale, like on a pool, and they were basically like waterboarding us. Like, people were on the sides, like just like doing, like it really kind kind of felt like we were drowning, and that was in a pool and on such a small scale. So I'm like, are they doing the same thing with these people, where they're kind of feeling that effect of like we're like also drowning?
That's a good point. I haven't seen behind the scenes of that scene where it's like flips around, but they were filming in the ocean because they were in Hawaii.
What?
And I remember seeing like photos of them in the ocean for parts of it. But then, yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy.
People train for months.
Yeah.
You have to be in good shape.
They have like stunt doubles.
But still, you have to be in good shape because they run around and there's a lot.
Well, that's all I was thinking.
Take after take.
Yeah,
after
the Hunger
take.
Games, man. You got to be in really good shape if you're going to compete in that.
Yeah, and Jennifer Lawrence went to like archery school for like.
She looked great, yeah. She like did look believable, but there's just some guys that are just so like obviously so amazing at this, or the one with the teeth and stuff. Like, how are you going to compete against the person who's going to rip your throat out? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It was great. The fashion is amazing.
I told you. You said the girls weren't serving the Hunger Games. I said watch Catching Fire.
Yeah, I love when they get their glam. Then they're like feeling their glam. That's kind of everything. But when she turned into the Mockingjay, I was like, that's kind of not it. The wedding dress was more it than the Mockingjay. It was kind of like dark and not that big and not that grand. She'd been sparkly. She'd been big wings and sparkly like Victoria's Secret Angel. Yeah. Lenny Kravitz dies. So sad. I was over it. I was like, I'm done.
When she gets like shot up, like as soon as she watches him die, she just like shoots up and then oh my god, that's
on.
cinema.
It's on. No,
that's
it is.
Cinema.
It is actually shot really cool. Like it actually was a good story. Like I did actually stay up for the end of it, and then I actually took a nap that day because I was like, I want to stay up for the end of this. And I would watch the third. Would you watch the third?
Yeah, of course.
Because now you know there's like a cliffhanger.
Yeah. The third,
I'm happy you're gonna watch it with me.
It like lulls a little bit, but the fourth one.
Should we just watch the fourth?
Yeah, why not?
No,
Just skip it. You want to watch?
Let me watch the third. And then we
Is
can
there
watch the
another
fourth.
Hunger Games or no?
No,
Isn't there 5 altogether?
there's no more actual games.
There's no more where they go in.
It's just like a fight, like
An ending.
Yes.
Love it. I like Snow. I like him. He's kind of everything. Donald Sutherland's hot. I was like,
Oh my
that's
God.
another one of my type for sure. Like if I think that was always my type of guy. I would date him for sure.
Grandpa?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
hot. Of all the people, Hamish is kind. Okay, so we're definitely doing a Hunger Games cosplay. Definitely in January.
Yes.
Yeah, it's happening. And so I was like, I posted the little picture of Effie in her pink because I put Effie Trinket pink outfit, and so the second one she wears the pink outfit, the one that I want to wear, whatever, with the pink thing. It looks really cool. So then there was like a person. Well, now I know it's a peacekeeper. By the time I was like, it was like a stormtrooper behind her. So I was like, oh, that could be Moses. But then I realized like peacekeepers are not all that great, you know. So someone's like, he should be Hamish because Hamish and her are friends. And he's like, okay, but what makes Hamish Hamish? I'm like, all you need is like this wig, basically. You just need like a blonde wig on you because he's so iconic. Like, love him, by the way. Woody Harrelson does not get enough work. So I think Hamish. What do you think for Moses?
Hamish makes the most sense.
He's not minimal. He's such a big part of the movies.
But visually, it just means having that wig on, which always ends up
And then you have like you have
weird.
like the button up a little unbuttoned, then you have like a little sport coat over
I
it.
think you kind of look like him. You kind of look like everybody. You have like the same kind of nose as him. Like, well, we can't. No
then I
alcohol.
can drink some alcohol.
Yeah,
Or
no.
it can be Stanley Tucci, just for fun.
Why? I originally thought that with you because I'm like,
I knew you were gonna go there, but I have to be Katniss.
Of course. No, I thought Katniss for you too. I was just like, because at first I was like, oh, but we're like hosts and stuff like that. And Stanley Tucci is so extra. First of all, he's not a big part of the movie. He's the announcer with the teeth. He's kind of everything though. He's like,
Well, that's more interesting.
And like the blue hair.
Oh,
like,
no, his
At
outfits
least
and
if you put a wig, at least
You
it
wanna
has
be him?
something in it.
Would you rather be him or Hamish?
Rather be him.
What?
Okay,
Really?
gee.
Okay, love that for you. He is kind of iconic. He's only in like literally one scene in Catching Fire, but I kind of like love that scene where he's like introducing people. It's kind of funny. Let us know in the comments below if you think. We'll leave it to a vote. Tell us if he's more of a Hamish or who is that guy? What is his name?
Caesar Flickerman.
Caesar Flickerman. Is that who you want to be?
Our producers at Patreon can vote.
Our producers,
geez,
only
good
producers.
idea.
Sound like the producer tier on Patreon.
Decide my fate.
Capital.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, you were definitely a Katniss. No, for sure, I thought that right away. So, are you gonna do like which outfit? Because there's like, are you gonna do like a glam outfit or like the Hunger Games
I
outfit?
would do the Hunger Games
Yeah,
outfit for
they-
sure. I have to
Are they
bring my
different?
arrow.
The first and second, because the second ones are cool.
The second one is like a wetsuit. So I don't know.
Oh, I love those.
But I had to find it, but I had the official like training outfit that they wear to in
Oh.
the when she's training in the white room and she's shooting all the
Yeah.
arrows. I have that outfit somewhere in my garage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You
so
were
I can
Katniss
pull
before?
that out. I cosplayed as Katniss at Comic-Con once.
No.
And then at the opening night of the first Hunger Games movie.
Did you braid? Did you do a braid?
No braid. I had a bloody face and I had my bow and arrows.
Why not
And-
braid? Because the braids are masculine.
When I do it for this, I definitely would. At
Yes.
the time, I just
A
didn't even know
little
like
clip-on.
how to go about like. I feel like wigs weren't really that like easily accessible. Now I feel like there's more.
If you need help with wigs or need a wig application, just come early. You come early. I have a hair person come. We can all get our wigs on because I think it's kind of iconic. Like, we need to big. Like the reason it's not going to happen for a month is like I'm getting the dress around, I'm getting the wig around. Like I got to do the full everything.
And I would definitely do the braid when we do it. I mean, we have to go
That's
all
like
out.
classic.
This is the big. This is what I've been dreaming of. Yes.
It is pretty exciting. And I feel like, the braid is like, even in the second one, like his niece or whoever it is, like wearing the braid, like Katniss. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, what's this? And like, it's Katniss.
I'm trying to figure out how to have the fire on your costume with the fire.
Oh my God. That is actually so
Maybe
cool.
VFX.
You're the VFX. You're special effects. It was really cool. I like it a lot. I'm down to watch it. Well, we have our movie nights on Saturdays, so we could watch it on Saturday night again. So it was actually really good. We ordered our little pizza. We watched the Hunger Games. It was cute. Better than the first. Like the first, I was over it, but the second one is good.
Rachel Zegler's Hunger Games is coming out on digital, I think this weekend too. So
I don't know if I can watch it because Rachel Zegler, I think, came for me. Because everyone's like, Rachel Zegler knows. It's like, this is the same time as the weekend. I was like, oh my God, look, all these people just loving Trish. And I was like, oh no, not loving Trish. Was her comment still there? Because like Zach sent me the comment and someone else sent me the comment. But then I was like, I went to look for it and I couldn't see it.
I don't know. I've only seen the screenshot. I haven't gone back to look for it.
Okay, because Zach saying was the first one to send it to me. She left 2 comments.
Yeah.
What is her username's like Rachel loves something.
Rachel Zegler loves hugs.
Yeah, and he said that's like her account or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my gosh, love you, Zach. Thank you. Because we talked about her right at the beginning, which wasn't part of the plan. Not that we had a plan, but I was just like, oh, okay. And and then Rachel Zegler's comment, which I kind of respect. Like, I know she's a little bit like, first of all, she's young. So I know she's like on the defense. Like I get that for sure. But I also feel like she can be a little feisty. I said that I was like, I think this person's a little feisty, which is totally, I'm always someone that's like, if you dish it out. But was I being mean? I feel like I wasn't being mean. But you can tell me the truth for real. Because I mean, maybe I was and I don't know.
Well, okay. So her comment was, didn't expect to be judged by Trisha Paytas, but alas.
But judge is like a really harsh word.
Yeah.
It's very harsh. I feel like I'm not a judger anymore.
No, I don't think you, especially from where we started with the Rachel Zegler journey, I think you, like I said last week, I think you're about, it's not a full 180. It's about 90 degrees.
Yeah.
And you're pretty fair, I think, altogether, because you said that she's talented and that she's, like, you were very complimentary. And then you just said that, like, you think that she could use some PR training because the comments that she said about like Snow White got some people upset. But here's the thing.
Judgment, right?
No, I don't think it's that. Like, I think if you said that here and like the pink and it's all like very girly, like it comes off less like official, I guess, or
right.
like
this is my stance.
Like, yes.
Need that PR training, girl.
Yeah. like if you say it here, I think it comes off like a lot sweeter. But then I think if you say it in an all black room with like men and stuff, it kind of
because overall someone said that too. Like, Trisha seems like she doesn't want to be there. She seems unhappy.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, can I say the lighting in there? I always say it. The lighting in the Zach Sing show is always horrible. They spent probably 30 minutes. I'm not kidding you. When I sat down, like trying to adjust the light, because I kept telling them, I'm like, it was like so dark, and they said that too on the Smosh one. Like you couldn't. Like it literally looked like I was like. What are when people like don't want to be seen and their identities are like hidden? That's what it looked like. And I was like, and I had dark eyeshadow. I looked crazy. And I had this bright blonde hair. So then my face was just completely dark. Like I was this shadow that was trying to be anonymous. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, please fix it. And they had huge lights. Like it was Amazon. Like I went to this Amazon studio. It was very huge and bushy. And I was like, how is this so dark? So they were like adjusting the lights for like 30 minutes. It looked crazy. So I think in general, that's what I said when I was talking about Tana and Brooke too. I'm like, sometimes like the setting, it's like it's a lot of guys, a lot of guy energy. And they're like so far away, so you kind of feel like you are on the Hunger Games, like you're being judged by like this panel. Like it just seems like a lot. So the energy could be weird. So I was like, to me, I feel like there's like a difference between like judgment and like just like, okay, here's what I always like to say, right? Is like if enough people are telling you something, like for me it works. Like if someone's like, oh, if the majority is like, you know what, this is like not good, this is not good look, you have the wrong take on it. So I thought with that, I was like, I think she kind of knows, all right, her takes on Snow White are kind of awful, like maybe like change it a little bit. So that's why I was saying like the PR training, like just, pretend like you like Snow White, pretend like whatever. I don't know, like whatever. So I just thought like, if you say something enough, they like get it.
I think with her, she just came out of such an intense hate campaign. And granted, some of the criticism was fair, but so much of it wasn't. Like, so much of it was people who are anti-Disney, like anti someone not white playing Snow White. Like there's a lot of like,
totally
sexism, racism, like everything.
Yeah.
So I think she just got it so intensely. And now she's coming out of that because Hunger Games was successful and people are kind of like
loving her,
laying off of her a little bit,
great,
you know?
Yeah.
And Snow White is like so far away. So people are finally like backing off a little bit. So I think that's kind of where it came from. Like she's finally like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. So she's like, oh my God, bring up this again. I get it.
Yeah. And like, I guess it's also like the way you read it. Cause it could be, I mean, I'm also just like kind of like when it comes to Rachel Zegler, like glass half full.
Yeah.
I think because you have also been the victim of like hate campaigns, like, and you know, like I said, some criticism valid, some not. Maybe she thought there'd be like some solidarity there, you know?
I know. I'm trying. She's literally the last one I'm not solidarity with. So I'm so sorry.
We're getting there. We're getting there, Rachel.
I know.
We're working on it.
But again, I think it's just like, if I rub people the wrong, like, you know, I try to change it. Like, I see where maybe my wording is not right. So I'm like, let me change it to like, so, because like, I've always said this, I don't believe she is that, but she just comes across as that.
Yeah. And I think same thing with like the PR train. Maybe she's like, well, if anyone should know about like it's PR.
I know nothing about it. I've never been a star. I'm just judging from the sideline. Not judging.
I just don't think she should have like commented though. Like, especially like in the lane she's in now, like getting
definitely.
out of it.
I'm like, girl, why do you care about what I say? I get it. Like everyone does see these things. And like, that's like one of those like wake up calls where you're like, okay, yeah, everyone sees it. But if I was Rachel Zegler starring in like 3 hit movies, West Side Story, Hunger Games, Shazam 2, I would be like, I don't care about this person's opinion at all.
And it was like, out of all the people said, great, because nothing that you said was that, like, you know, it wasn't like vitriol or anything like below the belt, really. It was just kind of like it wasn't personal. It was just Trish.
I definitely felt it was just Trish. Because like he started off with that, and Zach's such a Rachel Zegler fan too. And I was like, I don't know how it even came up. He's like, Rachel Zegler. And I was like, oh, no. I thought maybe he watched the podcast. I was like, okay, well, whatever. But I've always been a fan. Yeah, I know. It wasn't a phase. It was just more of like.
Out of everything that she has like had to endure, it wasn't really that, you know, much.
No, for sure. Yeah. Right. And I saw her in the actors on actors things with Halle Bailey. And I was like, oh, I liked her in there. She came across really great. Talking about the CGI and the Snow White and stuff like that and the singing. Like, I think it is crazy. Both of those girls are in such huge movies. Like, I think the comment I hadn't seen, and I just resurfaced with Rachel Zegler, that I know what it was. It was like literally on the way. My sister was watching TikToks, and I just hear her talking about, I think it was Shazam too, how she's like, I just needed a job. Yeah. And I was like, and I was like, who said that? And then she's like, and then when she showed it to me, I was like, I didn't know it was Rachel Zegler, because I always remember that clip, and I was like, oh my gosh, no way. So I think I really was that morning of driving to Culver, and I think I saw that too, and I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. You know, it's kind of like giving the James Charles, like, my Morphe palette was ugly. You know, it's giving very that, and it's like, just, I don't know. I get it. You're not proud of it, but just, you know.
At the end of the day, really, like, she was like, what drew you to the role? It's not like she was like a diehard Shazam fan. Like, you know, I think she legit just like needed a job.
But can't you just pretend like, you know what? I loved the first. I love being part of a superhero. I have no idea what it's about, but just pretend.
It's literally like the most unserious like superhero film. And like, again, when like I love that this is like being brought up now because Jacob Elordi goes around trashing everything that he's in. And then now TikTok is kind of coming around and people are like, okay, well, Jacob Elordi can say this, but Rachel Zegler
What did he
can't.
say again? I forgot. For
the kissing booth movies, they weren't like serious films. He didn't like doing them, but he just needed a job.
Yeah, and like Robert Pattinson said that about Twilight too. Yeah. So I get it. I think it's bad taste in both of those. I'm just kind of like, why are you gonna trash something that like Twilight means so much to so many people? And it's like I don't know. I'm such a stan. So when people like trash something they did, it makes me sad. Maybe we're harder on Rachel Zegler. I guess I'll take it that. I think that was Selena Gomez too. She was getting a lot of hate, but for me, it's like, I think it's like two separate things because it's like people giving hate to Selena for posting that she's like in love and like responding to people. Like there's nothing to like hold her like be like, oh, this doesn't sound right. But like if there's a fan of a franchise being like, we don't love the way you're speaking about our Disney princess, I don't know. But I think she's changed. I think it all worked for her because in that interview with Halle Bailey, she's very talking like highly of Snow White and acting with CGI, and she's like having fun with it and like singing the classic songs and stuff. So I was like, I think it did help because she kind of changed her tune a little bit. Yeah, I think her heart has always been in the right place. I think that's why I stood by her through that hate campaign. Love her, yes. Like, I knew her heart was in the right place. I think it's just a matter of, I hate to say like the PR training thing, but I think how to answer questions, you know, it's just, you have to know how to navigate it because how you think you come across isn't necessarily how you will. When it's just, especially with interviews, it's always just like that tiny little soundbite is what gets like picked up and edited. And like, you know, it's like, headlines, it's just the quote, not even with video a lot of the times too, so that makes a big difference. You just hear it. Yeah. I feel like when you were saying the thing, like I have been a part of like hate campaigns too, like some warrant and some not. And like I guess I do appreciate the times where it's like, oh, I do like when I'm being called out for something that's like I don't even realize. So I guess that's where I always come from because I like don't like to judge people at all. And I'm so not a hater. Oh, I think he started out the interview with that. I was like, you're everyone's friend. And I was like, yeah, I like to think so because I really do like think I look again, Rachel Zegler, because she is so huge. I do think it is one of those things where people just like to bring her down. And then you said the stuff about race and all that stuff like that. Like that's so annoying. So like I get that. But I guess I don't know. I also have like this talk show or whatever it is, podcast where we just give our opinions. So it's kind of the nature of the show. And what if I'm just going to say, I love everybody and everybody is great. So, but I do love her. Who do we not like? Oh, there's a lot of people we don't like, but we don't need to get there. It's like, is there anyone we don't like?
One enemy.
Okay. Enemy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know,
as Taylor says, you should not argue with your enemies because the trash always takes itself out. And it kind of does. I mean, over time, it really does. And I love that Taylor Swift took her moment as person of the year to like bring up this drama again with Kim. I kind of love that. And did Kim say anything? By the way, you can tell me.
No, she hasn't.
How are you not so embarrassed?
I know, especially because like the past year or two, she's been like in her Instagram story, like she'll use Taylor's songs or like North will do like a little dance to shake it off or whatever.
So they're trying.
So she's just been like subtly, you know, she hasn't been like shying away from supporting Taylor post the Kanye stuff, I think. I feel like in her head, maybe the divorce would have like neutralized. Right. But Taylor has not.
Taylor's like,
not
no.
let up.
And she was so, and I get it. She's like, this like ruined my career. Yeah. And that is crazy. Two big powerhouses. Like that is the ultimate snaky behavior. And so I'm not against people putting snake emojis in Kim Kardashian's thing because like you're tampering with like actual evidence. Like first of all, like illegally recording the phone call, one thing, but then like editing it, tampering it to make it seem like one way when it's not. Like that's wild to me. That's like actually like that seems like you could sue someone for that because that's like putting out a false narrative. It's like tampering with something. I don't know. It seems so intense. And like she really did she's like, I disappeared for a year, all this stuff like that. And you're not even gonna say like, sorry, like, hey girl, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, especially seeing like what happened with like the Kim Kanye like fallout, like she would have had the opportunity, you know, like seeing how like manipulative the Kanye could be and stuff, and how I get it. Like Kim was just felt like she had to support her husband to like extremes or whatever.
But they weren't even married or dating.
That. Kim was, yeah, they were.
They were?
Yeah.
Oh, I had seen somewhere that it wasn't. She was only 36 and she was 28.
Kim and they had like made up and everything post like the stealing the microphone thing. Kim was pregnant. I think it might have been, she might have been pregnant with North when they had like reconciled, and Kim and Taylor were like together at the VMAs. Taylor like introduced Kanye to win like some big award at the VMAs. Like Kanye had like sent Taylor flowers, said we should run for like you can be my vice president if I run for president. So they got pretty close again. And then that whole like phone call thing happened.
How did that even happen? How did the phone call thing happen? And why?
Basically, Kanye released a song called Famous, and the phone call happened. I don't know why they recorded it, but they were gonna make a documentary or something. The lyric of Kanye's song was, I think me and Taylor Swift might have sex. Why? Because I made that bitch famous.
When he was married to Kim?
Yeah.
Oh, first of all, that's weird. I would not be supporting my man if that was the song. I'd be like,
And I guess he had called her and told Taylor like part of that lyric, but not the like, I made that bitch famous, because why would she want to be called a bitch and like have like her career be credited to this man? Right, because
I heard the phone call, she's like, oh, that's not mean or something like that, because he said the first half.
And she's like, oh, I guess that's funny. Yeah. Yeah. And then the song came out, and everyone was like, oh, wonder what she's gonna say. And then at the Grammys, when she won Album of the Year for 1989, she said, basically saying that like no man can like take credit for my own fame. And then,
especially Kanye, like, like that to me does not just that little moment he thought made her famous or something. So she literally won Music Video of the Year. Like you're literally above Beyonce. So I was just like, what?
Yeah,
that's wild.
It was very, very weird.
And obviously, he has mental problems. So it's like Kim should be like, yeah, he has obviously some mental issues, and I was just kind of like a part of that or whatever like that. But to not say sorry, especially now, I'll be apologizing 5,000. But that is the thing with the Kardashians; they just don't seem like they apologize. Like they just don't seem like they are in the wrong. Like with the stuff with Jordan, like that just popped up recently too. Is like Kylie did the phone call, like, why are we bullying this person? Like she came over and was like, whatever. And it's like, how are you just not so embarrassed, like apologizing 5,000 times over, especially when you are 36 and Taylor's 28, so she's a little older, whatever. But it's like, that's so embarrassing. I'd be like, what? You like literally like edited the phone call to make it look like one way or whatever, and it was not. And it's like, and then she's like, person of the year, and she's calling you out and being like, you literally ruined my life. And
full
this is
name, full government
name, like the most influential person above the Kardashians, I feel at this point, because you're literally like the people of the year and not some GQ man man of the year eating Cheetos or whatever. It's just like, how are you not just being like, oh my God, I'm so like sorry, like all this stuff like that. It's crazy. It's like to not say anything. And Kim Kardashian always has something to say. And I was a Kardashian stan. I mean, I still kind of am. I kind of love like whatever, but it's like sad to me. I'm like, and they're like grown. They're like in their 40s. So just apologize. Like, I think people would like respect it a little more, especially their fans. Maybe Taylor doesn't accept it. I wouldn't accept it either, but.
Yeah. There was even like a scene that has like resurfaced from the Kardashians. The E one, not the Hulu one, Keeping Up, where they talked about the phone call thing. And Chris is like, I really think that you should just call Taylor and like talk about it. And Kim's like, thank you for advice, but I will not be doing that.
Yeah.
Which is like.
No, when we look at Keeping Up clips on TikTok, I was like, this is why I didn't watch them before. Because they were like so mean to each other, aggressive, calling each other. I was like, the new Hulu one is so different. They're like not like that. But when you watch those old clips, I was like, ew, they're all kind of little entitled and like, I don't like it.
Their takedown of women really should be like studied a little bit.
Crazy.
Because they are very lenient towards men. And then.
Very much so.
But any woman who does anything that they take as like a strike against them, they really go all out
like
for
bully, like Taylor Swift thing. I'm just like, this is so crazy. Like you're clearly in the wrong
and it
for the
wasn't
second
just
time.
like releasing that voicemail and like letting people do whatever they want with it. It was like releasing the voicemail, then like relentlessly tweeting her, like captioning all your Instagrams, like, oh, it's National Snake Day, like all this stuff.
Yeah,
having
weird.
Justin Bieber jump in on it, like,
and she was married and pregnant. That's what's bizarre to me. Like when you're married and pregnant and you're still doing this, like that's psychotic. That's psychotic. And she didn't even do anything she didn't do anything, period, actually. Like, she didn't do anything.
Yeah, and even, like, that music video that Kanye did for that song, like, it had, like, a wax figure or, like, a replica of Taylor Swift's, like, naked body. Which is like so disturbing.
And that's your husband doing weird shit. Like maybe talk to him before all this. Like Kanye was in the wrong from the very beginning. And how are you? Because I could see like if someone wrongs you a little bit to be like upset about it. But yeah, it's like this was like they didn't do anything wrong or whatever. Like it's so weird.
And all Taylor did was just say like he didn't make me famous. So it's not like she did anything like below the belt.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Like heaven forbid you just say this generic statement. That's so bizarre. That is so weird. Yeah, well, she should definitely be saying something else. Well, who released the full phone call?
So no one knows. Even like Taylor's publicist, when that came out, she's like, who did you guys piss off to get this release? Because they had no idea. Yeah.
It does always come out. Like the truth always comes to light, even in like the most bizarre ways like that. Like how did that even come out? Like that's crazy.
So long after. Like the timing was so random because it kind of had died down. Like no one was really talking about it that much anymore. Taylor had moved on and she was like still selling records. So it's
and then she had the biggest year ever this year. And like the fact that she brought that up, like it does speak kind of volumes where it's like it's real that her career really was like she really did feel some type of way like she was over. And
yeah, that's why I'm always like I hate campaigns against women, not men, Matt Rife, but against women. Like I'm like there has to be something more, you know, because especially depending on the circumstances, you know, if it's something like like a voice memo or like there's things where there's holes in the story where things aren't like adding up. It's like what is like the purpose behind this?
Yeah, I mean that's my biggest thing is when you edit something to make it look one way, and it's kind of like not to go back to the Colleen thing, but it's like with the Adam thing making it look like he asked for it when like the full extended came out, and it's like no, she like asked if he wanted that. You know what I mean? And it's like that kind of me is like that's like beyond snaky. That's like I feel like that's slanderous. That's held for libel. Like you should be sued for that stuff because
it's so like purposeful. It's like you are editing it because you want to propel this like story, your own narrative and stuff.
I hate that.
Like, it's just unfair.
Yeah. No, I need to see the whole thing. That's icky. And yeah, I love that Taylor is the most influential person this year and she still used that to call her out. And I think that's good. I think you should. Like something affected you that much. Well, I hope people keep holding Kim accountable for this. These are the things where I feel like you have to keep bringing it up because like there should be an apology, even if it's like a fake forced apology, whatever. Like there should be some again, my biggest pet peeve when people can't just like apologize that you like hurt someone and that you did do something wrong. Like you literally tampered with this evidence and you made it look one type of way. Like just be like, sorry.
Yeah, especially like you kind of not fully an out, but you have like not an excuse, but an explanation. As I always Dr. J would say. You have an explanation for why, what made you do what you did now that, we've seen how Kanye is. Yeah. So why not?
I know. That's really bizarre. Well, Moses went out yesterday for about an hour looking for this Time magazine.
I can't even find it either.
It wasn't. They said, and he asked somebody and they said next week.
It's not out yet.
Oh my God.
It was so funny because I went to the cashier and was like, when is this coming out? Do you have it? He's like, no, we'll have it next week. I can't wait either.
Did you say that?
She said it. And I didn't want to say like, I don't really care. It's for my wife. But I didn't say anything. I was like, okay.
That's cute.
Aw, you're like, yes, me too. Can't wait for the Taylor Swift stuff. And then he's like, you should call. Moses never gets annoyed with me, but when he came home last night, he's like, you need to call them before I go all the way there. First of all, it's 2 minutes from our house. He's like, I was at the other 2 minutes
Just
direction.
I was out because I was in the grocery store all the way on the other side of town.
It's not all the way. It's one exit. Literally one exit. You can go this way 2 minutes or this way 2 minutes. So he had to go 5 minutes to get there.
Pavilions.
That's 2 minutes down the street.
The one about...
Babe, that's 2 minutes. I go down there every day for my Starbucks. Well, I used to go every day for my Starbucks. And then the other one is just 2 minutes the other way. So I was like, well, I told you I'd go out.
I just wanted to come back home to you.
Okay, you were annoyed. And I was like, did I not say I was going to go out? I was like, I will go out and get everything. Like, no, you don't get the right. You get the wrong ingredients or something like that. I'm like, I love running errands. I love going to Barnes & Noble. I love doing all that. And I thought you loved going to Barnes & Noble. So I was like, oh, he'll go there and check it out. No, you didn't. You're like, next time call.
No, it just wasn't out at all. Like the thing wasn't even out.
But 2 minutes, I was like, okay, dang. Big deal. But I was trying to get it for you. Because we usually go to Barnes & Noble, but that's our meet and greet night. That's when all the fans go there. So we couldn't go. I guess we could try it again. I don't care, whatever. It just seems like a lot. But yeah, were you excited? Taylor Swift's making a comeback.
I know. Yeah. I know it's like transcended because you talk about her and even like my family that like I literally have stan this woman since I was like 14 years old and no one has ever come up to me at like Thanksgiving and talked to me about her. But now I have like my brothers who are so aggressively straight and
aggressively straight.
Yeah,
what does that
just
mean?
Like they don't know any celebrities at all. Like are so uninvolved.
That annoys me. Like how?
And they like my brother. He works in like transit, so he cares about like maps and stuff. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's so different. So he's asking me about Taylor and stuff. I'm like, oh, and now I know she's transcended. So
yeah, no, she really is. I never noticed, like the Kim, all the stuff I didn't know, and then like, all I see is her everywhere.
What else you didn't know that everyone is calling you out for?
Is this a surprise?
I'm wondering, do you know about this?
No, I don't know.
Everyone is calling you out for the Ariana Grande thing from
well, I mean, what else is new? Every day I forget something. Oh, she knew Shane was having babies. I'm like, maybe. I don't know. First of all, the Ariana one I can explain because to be honest, sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'm like, I'll see something and I'm like, oh, Shane's like, then I forget. I'm like, oh my God, he is like pregnancy brain. But also I think, by the way, first of all, I think I actually have like dementia coming. Like, I do. And not even being funny, there is so many times where I seriously don't remember. Like Moses will even tell me, like, I'm like, oh my God, that's actually scary.
That's true. Because last week she was like, December 12th, we're going to shoot this with Tana. And then a couple days later, I was like, yeah, so December 12th, I took that off so I can come to shoot.
And I was like, how did you know? I was like, wait, I didn't even know. And then I was like, wait, I did know.
Her mind runs like so fast. And she has so many thoughts running in, and you don't remember things that happen at that moment when your mind is occupied.
But it's different now. It really is different in the past couple years.
Occupied. That's why you don't remember things.
But there are certain things where I really, truly don't remember because people had said that about Shane too, and they're like, you knew, and I was like, did I?
Maybe it's hard because now you have a lot more going on. Like now we have like a production schedule and it's more
bad.
Official, so it's harder to retain. Like you get so much stuff going in and out of your brain, so it's hard to retain.
If we have a guest, she'll wake up at 3-4 in the morning. Thinking about the guest and the notes and the research. Like I'll wake up and she's like watching videos, doing research in the middle of the night.
That has been bad lately.
So I think like when you're not in the present moment, your head is just running.
I know. I need to meditate.
You cannot remember what happens in that moment.
I haven't done meditation in like once a week when I used to do it every day. But that is bad because my mind will be up and he's like, what are you doing up? And I'm just like really like researching people and like I have to make a note on this. And it's like, it is weird. But lately it's been bad. And that's why I was saying I'm not even being funny about dementia. I'm like, wow, that's really weird because like it was scary. Like when you said the thing about Tana, I was like, but I never said. And then I was like, oh, I did. And I was like, that's so weird. It's so odd. I don't know. It's really bad, actually. It's kind of like when I double book things. That's why Moses should do it because I honestly book things not knowing. I don't know. I forget things. The Ariana one, first of all, okay, people were like, so you knew. Look at this here. Take it. Of course I knew who Ariana Grande was. This wasn't like a slight. This wasn't like, oh, I don't know who she is. It was like I really wasn't like invested in her, didn't listen to her songs. Like that was my main point. Is like, oh, she has like a really good voice. There was never a time I saw her. I think the only time I've ever seen her sing was when I wore that green outfit with the green lipstick she did for this Wicked tribute thing. And I was like, oh, okay. But like didn't think anything of it. I was like Ariana Grande performing with other people like Christian Chenoweth, all stuff like that. So I didn't think anything of it. It was me like being like, oh, she's like, because I did a deep dive. So I started like watching Ariana Grande on SNL and stuff. And I was like, oh, when she did the impersonations of like Britney and Whitney Houston and Celine Dion, I was like, she's so talented. Like, why are people so focused on her personal life? Like always I just knew about Ariana's personal life. Pete Davidson, like that's all I knew about her. Mac Miller. And so That's what I was saying. It's not saying I don't know her. Everyone's like, she's a stan. But let's be real. I like stan Jacob Elordi, and I don't really care for him. You know what I mean? I just stan whoever is popular. That's like what it is. If I buy an Ariana Grande sweatshirt, it's like because she's popular. So what were they saying? Was there more to it? Because that's like my general gist.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, people need to calm down.
I even knew, once again, I knew it transcended once there was like an article on BuzzFeed about
I didn't see that. I usually bypass things when it's about me. I'm like, eh.
But yeah, they were like, Trisha admits that she was never really a fangirl and was barely introduced to Ariana Grande because she doesn't really keep up with pop culture like that.
That's true.
Quote, I don't think I was starstruck by her because I'm never really a fangirl. Oh, then you mentioned me. Because of the podcast, Oscar's very hip on pop culture, so I get to know more about things. Like, I was just introduced to Ariana because of Ethan Slater, and I was like, oh, okay, she looks cute. Her looks slay, but I never like listened to her songs or her music. Which, so when I saw that clip like on Zach's TikTok, like I got what you were saying. I think people who are like
haters
don't keep up,
or the ones who just try to find something. Look at this receipt when she said Ariana. Because like I said, I actually found out about it from Colleen like years ago. Because I remember Colleen being like, she's my vocal coach. She's like, of course I know like Ariana Grande. I'm not like living under a rock. Like I get the reference, but it's just like this year with all of it, and then Zach being friends with her and you talking about her, and then like thinking she's gonna come on the podcast. I'm like, okay, well let's deep dive into this. Let's get the foundation. Let's do all of it, you know. And and I wouldn't be starstruck. I feel like of all people, like I wouldn't be starstruck if it was Ariana Grande, even though she is massive. Like. Because I'm not a fangirl like that. You know, it's like
I think the
Jennifer
only thing
Lawrence.
that would shift is like you would have to interview her before Wicked, because I think after Wicked, maybe you would, because then I think Wicked would make you fan a little bit more.
That's true. I'm probably more of a hater though, because I feel like when I see someone playing a role, I'm like, that should have been me, even though like never in a million years could be me. But sometimes I get like that. Like if I see someone who I'm like, that could have been me, you know what I mean? Even though it's like so different or whatever. Yeah, but that's true. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Wicked, so I probably would. I don't know. I just would love to interview her. To Ariana,
but yeah, I don't know why that was that shocking, because even like Taylor Swift, like you knew of Taylor Swift, but then you couldn't really name like a song.
I know like Blank Space, like I could tell you something. Ariana, honestly, I probably knew more Taylor Swift songs than Ariana. Like I didn't really know any. I didn't even know she had a song with The Weeknd. Moses was playing the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and I know all the Weeknd songs. So yeah, with that, people just also. I'm just like a hypocrite. Like I contradict myself all the time. Like, why is this news? People are like, you said this. Obviously, like I forget everything. Like if I say I never had a hot dog, someone's gonna bring up a video of me trying a hot dog once in 2011. I was like, geez, y'all are the weird ones. The people who know more about that. How are you finding me eating a hot dog in a 7-Eleven video from 2013? Yeah, it's the weird ones. That's crazy. But for all you weirdos that do love to find my old videos, please find videos of me talking about Malibu and Elvis, because I have talked about them since literally I was 21 in videos. But obviously I can't find these clips. But I remember in old Ask Trisha Q&As, I used to always talk about it. So please bring up all the time, because I want to find them. I'm like, oh, I know I've manifested this, but I can't find them. So all the weirdos do that. Even the good weirdos. Because that's crazy to me. Like there's never a thing where I'm like, let me bring up I'm like, how are you finding these videos? They're deleted. Like, do you have them on your phone? Are you Colleen status where you're just collecting all my little pictures on your phone to send to people? Like, it's so weird.
It cracked me up.
Oh, I love that. I love when I'm the hot topic. It makes it so much easier.
Which really was like, when I was looking, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of Trisha news this
week.
My
God. I usually scroll past when I see stuff like that. I'm always like, ugh. Like even the iTunes one I was scrolling past, it's like, oh man, people are going to just be like, I think people thought I was going to troll. And I was like, no, let me show you that I actually buy all this stuff. And then my other ones were like Encanto, and like, they're like, what are the albums?
Oh, I saw Olivia O'Brien was in there, and she liked that.
Oh, she also DM'd me, and I was too scared to open it.
She was excited.
Oh, she was? Okay, I saw the DM. I saw the last podcast. I'm like, not opening.
No, she was excited that we liked her music. So she posted a TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we did talk about it in the last podcast, which is weird. And then when I was scrolling, I did have her song Jocelyn. Yeah. That was the vibe of 2020.
I love that song.
Yeah, we sang it in the last podcast. Yeah. It was really good.
But that's also funny because like I showed my boyfriend that TikTok and he was gagged. He was like, she's joking, like it's a bit. And I was like, this is the same person who doesn't know how to work a printer. Like,
no, I don't even know how to check my Patreon addresses. I'm like, how do you look at this? I seriously can't check anything. And printers, I generally don't know. I truly don't know.
Like, this all is like very on brand for you. I guess like I don't know.
It's so funny to me. Like, I guess I really don't know about streaming services. I don't know how they work. But I just remember my sister told me she had because she used to have a streaming service and you couldn't skip the song. You couldn't pick what song you wanted. You had no stats. That's what she said. It was Pandora. And I just always remember thinking that. I'm like, why would anybody want this? Like, I'm just going to pick the songs I want to listen to. And I have been purchasing music since literally like 2003 when the first iPod came out. But on my actual purchased music, I think there's like 3,000 songs on there or something like that. So
I was also a slow streaming adopter too. I was also like a buy. Even anything I remotely like though. Like,
how'd you get into it?
I think I was just tired of having to buy everything because I was like something I want to listen to like once or twice, not like commit to, and then I would be like,
I love to commit to it. You don't like Taylor Swift. You don't like to listen to the same songs over and over.
I do, but like the girl, like Olivia Taylor, I buy that. Like I buy their albums and I have them, especially for like planes. I don't know, like. Right. And like Taylor's old stuff.
That's what you need, like Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and Taylor's old stuff got like removed from streaming. You're trying to be discreetly open the cheese.
I just need to open it now. I can be discreet. Okay,
the way that you look.
just zoom in on her face.
You have to. Editors know. But like Taylor's old stuff got removed from like streaming and stuff. So like I bought it, so like I still have like her older remixes when she switched labels and all that happened. So
that's what I remember. Yeah, I remember Taylor being like, "We're not getting money off Spotify" or something like that. I was like, "Support the artist."
There you go. Yeah.
I kind of remember when that all was happening, and I was like, "Oh, Abel appreciated my $7 that I spent on it." Isn't that crazy? I love it. Yeah, I love it. So she's back on Spotify now.
Yeah, now she's on streaming platforms and stuff. But
yeah, if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can't listen to Spotify, right?
You can download it and save it, but people I love, like I would buy and like support. So
I had my own music. I buy my own music all the time.
Why not?
Because I don't know streaming, so I want to listen to my own songs, so I buy it.
Did you buy Nicki's album?
Oh my god! Yeah, Moses was listening to it by himself on like Thursday night or Friday night whenever it came out. And he's like, "Yeah, I was listening to it in bed." I was like, "Why would you not wait for me to listen to it?" Like that was so weird. The next day he's like, "Yeah, it's pretty good. I wanted to see what the one." I was like, "So good." I like the one where it's like phone rings in the middle of the night. That one. Oh, the girls. Is it called
Pink
Girls?
Friday Girls.
Yeah,
yes, that one's also my favorite.
Oh my god, I saw it all over TikTok. I gotta do that trend. It's just such a bop.
Yeah, I love that. That was I think my number one favorite.
I loved it.
I like FTCU. That's another one I like. Yeah. There's some bops in there.
No, that's so good.
I saw you're back from Gag City already. You made your trip.
Oh my god! Wait, I got confused with Gag City. Where did it come from?
I think Nicki posted like this promo. It was like before the album came out, part of her rollout, where it was like a pink like AI like plane taking off. Something about going to Gag City, and then the Barbs took it and ran with it, and it was the funniest thing to me. All the AI like celebrities.
I loved it.
Gag City is beautiful.
I was a little triggered by my Gag City. I was a little fatter than I normally. My arm was a little. It's fine. I'll go with it. But I was like, why am I fatter in Gag City?
Maybe you're pregnant in Gag City.
My arm, no. I looked really wide. Maybe I looked like that from the back, but I think Gag City we're all supposed to look a little more snatched. I was like shocked. I was like, and that was the one that was in. You said Time. You sent me.
Speaking of Time,
people. When there was Taylor Swift influential people of the year.
Yeah, your Time included you in their Gag City roundup, which was wild.
Who else was in it?
I don't even.
Just random.
My friend who's a Barb, Patrick. He took a screenshot of that and sent it to me.
Oh my god, I love that I was in Time for being in Gigs. Thank you guys to X people who made those Gag City. I was like, yes. Like Trisha waiting for the interview with Nicki. Everyone thinks I'm interviewing Nicki Minaj. I can report, not yet.
But we're working on it.
I did email. Did you email? I emailed.
Oh, did you? Okay, the one I wrote?
Yeah, then I kind of changed it to like my podcast. I was like changing the wording.
Oh, love that. Yeah, I think it has to come from you.
I was going to ask who you asked me to ask, and then I'm like, I don't know. I feel weird. Like, I don't know. I felt like, he's probably like, this is cringe. I don't know. So I just took it and I'm like, let me just email.
Do it. Why not? We've been afraid. We've been afraid to reach out.
We had a publicist's email for so long, and she's been doing interviews. So I was like, well, let's try. Let's try to get this. Yeah, I would love Nicki. I mean, this is literally Nicki coded. There's nothing more Nicki. I've been a Barb's for so long. I was trying to find pictures yesterday for my Thick music video. I literally did a super bass lineup. Like we're all in jean shorts with matching wigs.
I remember that.
Yeah, I've been a Barb. I've been a Barb for like so long, and I would love for her to come on. And I get it. She's popping right now. She's everything, but I love her.
She's doing some podcasts and stuff these next couple of weeks. So I'm still holding on to hope.
We're here any day. We're in LA.
Yeah.
I would love.
My friend who's Barb said she doesn't live very far from here. So
how do people know this? How do people know? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm holding on to hope,
Man, I would love it. And George Santos, he's doing a Z-Ways podcast today.
Oh, yeah.
Which I love her. So, like, great. She's very Trish coded. Actually, maybe I'm Z-Way coded. I don't know. She has a whole pink set, too. I love her.
Oh, yeah.
We had DM'd. I was supposed to go on her show, but I don't know if it's, like, still around, the Showtime one.
I don't think it's on Showtime anymore. I think now if she's doing it, it might be, like, she might be doing it herself, I think. I don't know.
Which is wild, because it was so good on Showtime.
Yeah, I remember seeing that Showtime wasn't going to continue with it, and that was sad, because her interviews are fun. Like,
they're fun, but I was scared, because I was going to do it. I wanted to go do it, and she's like, yeah, here's, what's your information, whatever, and then I guess it never worked out. I don't know what happened, but I would be a little scared, because, like, she is so good and quick, and I'm just not quick like that, because she is a little bit of a character, right?
Yeah,
like, she trolls.
Yeah.
So I just don't think I'd be quick enough with it, because I've seen the questions she asked people like Drew Barrymore, Julia Fox. I'm like, oh, I don't know, Like, I don't know what I would say. I like the thing, but like, she is funny. I love her so much. And she's such a, she's like a little Barbie.
Yeah, she's so
she has
cute.
the George Santos interview today, but George Santos has been doing everything. I tried to get the cameo. He still hasn't responded. I got it 5 days ago. He has 2 days to, he upped it. It was $200 and now it's $400 and I paid $400.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So he hasn't like accepted it yet, or is it just like?
Well, yeah, I think you have to get the video for him to accept it or something.
Okay.
So I asked him if he'd come on the podcast.
But he's probably like flat. We'll see what happens. Oh my God, that interview would be why I would have to give you like I have to really prep you because you couldn't just like let him fly. And I know you, everyone who comes here, you're a fan of. So I'd be like, no, Trisha, you can't just stand blindly.
Me,
like,
I'd just be like, love slay all day. Like I love it. Like his cameos are kind of unhinged. He'll be like, from your favorite Jewish queen, like him, or your favorite Latino queen, and it's like him. I'm like, wait, what? Like what is happening?
His are wild.
Yeah, he's kind
Very
of
wild.
chaotic, but I love it. He's like diva down. I was like, okay, love this. I think it'd be good to go in not prepared.
Yeah, why not?
I'd
Yeah,
just be like, so
And then-
Congress, what
just
happened?
let him like
Yeah,
lead the.
no, I love a preparation though. I would love preparation. Is that a word? Like preparation H?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like a cream.
preparation?
Preparation H.
Preparation isn't that for hemorrhoids?
Yeah. So why would it have preparation?
Because you're prepared for the hemorrhoids.
Oh, before they start?
I guess. I don't
Really?
know. I don't know.
Do you know?
I don't
Hemorrhoids.
think so.
Preparation H. Prepare for the hemorrhoid.
I don't think I think you fixed it. You don't prepare for it.
Someone said witch hazel, and one of my friends told me witch hazel
Oh,
helps.
tea, okay.
Yeah.
It never works.
Have you had hemorrhoid? What? Have you tried it?
Once.
Outside or inside?
I don't think it's for inside.
I've had inside ones before.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Awful. Like, how do you
Yeah.
fix that? I don't know.
even know.
I don't think they do. I think you fix themselves. Have you had them?
Yeah, not internal.
Oh, outside? I
Yeah.
think that'd be better outside. Mine have been internal. It's just like
Yeah.
so annoying.
It's rough.
They're so scary. Hemorrhoids are not fun.
No.
I don't know. How do you even get them?
It's a
Moses,
long story.
he thinks it's sitting on the toilet too long.
No, that's true.
Definitely
Yeah.
should not sit. Don't take your phone when you go to the toilet. Just don't take the phone
You
with
take your phone. We text each other all the time when you're in the toilet.
Just to text you. What if something happens? Because somehow you always text me when I'm on the toilet.
That's when I can focus is on the toilet with my phone.
Exactly. That's the problem. People get too focused. They
Yeah,
forget they're
maybe-
sitting there.
That's probably why.
They
I
stay
love it. It's like a
longer
long
than they
time.
need to.
Especially when you have kids and stuff. You're just
Yeah.
like, actually, that's not true. Malibu came in the other day. I was like, where's your father? Why is he not watching you? Like, we always say, I gotta go potty.
I opened the door to the room and sent her to scare her.
And she comes in so quiet. And
She
I'm just
knows.
like,
I like whisper.
oh
She
my
walks
God. And I was
quietly. It's
having a
like,
tummy ache that day. I was having an actual tummy ache where I wasn't just sitting in there. And I was like, oh my God, that you were going to hear. And then she's in. I was like, oh my God. So she comes through the door. And then she just sits down. I'm like, excuse me, can you get? And I didn't want him to come to the door because everything, it was just a lot. I was in there for a while. My stomach hurt so bad. The last thing I want is him close by. And then so I'm like, how do I get her out? And I felt so bad. I had to kind of like trick her out of there and close the door. She's like, why is she closing the door? It made me feel so bad. Why did you even have her come in? Because to get to where I was, you have to go through a bedroom to like another door. I was like, how did you even? You knew the door was shut. You knew I was going potty. You thought I was
I
just
don't
in there.
know. We were looking for you. And then I was like, oh, I see the door closed.
Oh my
She's in there.
gosh.
It's mischievous that
Oh
day.
my God. It was like my one time. I'm like, okay, this is my alone time. That's why I like to be in there for like 10 minutes.
I'm just training her to.
Oh my God. And
Thank
she
you.
just sits down and I was like, no, girl.
That was wild.
It was wild, but it was cute. I just was like, I was actually feeling sick that day. Sometimes I am just in there on my phone, but that was like, my stomach hurt.
That's what I thought. It was just funny.
And then you realized it wasn't because I was like, this is serious. I need to go. George Santos not responding, but I would love him and Nicki Minaj anytime. Yeah. Who are we manifesting for you? Realistically, who would come on that you would like?
What's his name? Who's the guy? Like Ted Nivison. I'm still holding on to that one.
I always forget. Is this the
Me too.
YouTuber?
I forget. Yeah.
I always forget.
Yeah, he just he uploaded for the first time in a while. I got a little notification, and he did what? Like 2 days, he got like 700,000 views. I was like, okay,
damn.
pop in. I didn't know my man was going off like
Would
that.
he
but
be our audience?
I think so. I mean, it'd be like a good crossover. I think. Yeah, yeah.
I feel like straight men in general don't do so well with our audience.
We haven't
You
really
know?
tested it out besides Jeff. Like,
Right, I guess he did good. Yeah, I guess people liked him. Interesting, yeah.
ooh, I do have Jeff news, by the way. I guess I
Really?
can segue to that.
I wonder how he's feeling now that Tana has a boyfriend. I would never ask her that because I think it's like so disrespectful to be like, oh, what about Jeff? But I wonder how he feels.
I forgot who. Oh my god, who did I see? I see he was kind of dating someone.
What? Oh, I didn't see.
I
Okay.
forget though.
So maybe they are really just friends, but I feel like can you keep that friendship? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you can.
Now that Tana's in a relationship.
Yeah, I don't think you can be that close with your.
Tana was so friends with like Chris Miles. Everyone was like up in arms that she like was hanging out with Chris Miles.
But she can't now, right? Because she's.
She just did. Like when she came back, it was like the day after she came back from Hawaii.
Maybe.
I think Tana of all people can keep a
friendship.
Yeah, I think she's very good at like separating.
But I mean, someone you dated on top of that. I don't know about that. Like that's.
We will have to get to the bottom.
Bro, I would be a hard no for me. I'm like, if you're friends with someone you dated, I was like, no, that's weird. But
I don't know. Tana's world is just so different.
Tana's world is very different. She is, but I love it. She's in love. She's whatever. So Jeff, what's the Jeff news?
Oh my God, there's so many. We have to circle back to canceled.
News.
I know. We'll have to circle back to canceled. But so speaking of Jeff, there is this lawsuit papers came out from State Farm Insurance about the accident. Well, State Farm is saying they're not there because I guess there was a claim that they filed against David Dobrik LLC about the accident. On Reddit, Madraz Mataz kind of like broke down because lawsuits are so hard to understand. So this self-proclaimed law nerd like kind of broke it down for like the simpletons like me and said that basically that David tried to have his insurance company pay for the accident, I guess allegedly because it's still in court, claiming that it was covered by insurance, but it actually wasn't. State Farm is essentially saying that they will not be paying for the damages because it isn't covered in the policy. And it appears that David was trying to have his insurance pay out Jeff instead of actually paying from his own pocket. Because remember, David was supposed to be paying for the eye surgeries and stuff. Yeah. That was a part of their like agreement. But if this is the case, it seems that David was trying to evade the accountability after claiming that he would help pay for all the surgeries that Jeff was going through.
What kind of a policy did he have? Is it like a work insurance?
I guess so.
So he had insurance for his company?
David Dobrik LLC had like the State Farm insurance, but so I guess that's how he filed the insurance claim to pay out Jeff, allegedly. But they're saying like actually no, like this is not part of the and coverage plan that we had going on.
Like he was just trying to give him cash or pay the hospital bills?
I think pay those hospital bills.
Oh, I don't know how I'm so bad with insurance, but like I'm surprised it doesn't if he has like insurance.
I think because of how this is just my like educated-ish guess, probably because of the circumstances of the accident. Like it was on that crane, which was, not operated by professional. I think there's all these like things, that like made it to be not covered by insurance. But it is a lot of people like, okay, if this is the case, like someone who has so much money like David, like wouldn't you just like pay out of pocket for something that was so tragic that you did?
All rich people are a little shady like this. Not to say it's shady. I don't know if I necessarily like fault it. Like if you have insurance for your company, you would try.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's like straight up like fraud or anything. Like he's like, well, I was working technically.
Yeah, true.
It's a weird thing.
But he's acknowledging that it happened in a work environment, which means that he is responsible for what happened to Jeff.
Well, there shouldn't be even a question who's responsible.
I'm saying this just makes it legally sound.
Right, because he did try to get the payout. Because why would you try to pay out someone if it wasn't your fault?
If you file it to your insurance, then...
Well, he should. So he can I wonder if is Jeff filing against David, the individual, or David Dobrik LLC?
I'm assuming it would be David Dobrik LLC. But it's funny because in this State Farm claim, they also list Jeff, like it says David Dobrik LLC, David Dobrik, and Jeff Wittick. So it's very... He
should also sue David because he's the individual. It's like you weren't really are you working if you're getting paid? Like you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
And David was the one who it is crazy. And with excavators, I guess, you can just rent one and anyone can just drive these? Because that's what's crazy to me is how...
I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
Right.
They can have a separate suit against the owners of the crane. So that would be a separate suit altogether.
David's the one driving this. Like even a drunk driver, right? You can legally drive a car, but you injure someone or kill someone, like you can sue them.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few different suits that can happen here. But if he sues first the LLC, and if that doesn't work, then he can sue David personally.
I looked up the documents. It's the defendant, the plaintiff is Jeff, and then the defendants are David Dobrik LLC, Dirt Gear Co. LLC, which I'm assuming is the excavator, and then David Dobrik. So all three are listed in Jeff's lawsuit.
I mean, of every YouTube drama scandal, whatever, I mean, this is the wildest. And the fact that it does, someone could just get away with this kind of stuff, this is crazy. Everything was it wasn't just an oops mistake. This was a thought out thing that was who said this was a good idea? Why is no one saying no? It's so weird. I don't know. I hope he wins. So State Farm is basically, so the news was recently that State Farm was this isn't valid.
A couple a couple days ago, maybe like 2 days ago.
With State Farm saying like not a valid
filing
insurance.
against David. Yeah.
Fighting or filing?
Filing. They filed the lawsuit. Like there's paperwork. Yeah.
What? And that's for what? Not fraud, but what is it? Like insurance?
I guess to get that money back because I'm assuming the payout.
Oh, they did.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because David did, because Jeff has said that David did pay for those surgeries, those like first ones or
but
whatever.
But it was State Farm.
Yeah.
It was his insurance.
So I guess it's to get that money back, allegedly.
I wonder if Jeff would just like I don't know if he would, but for me, I'm like David should just give him a bunch of money. I mean, not that it fixes anything. Obviously, nothing fixes the situation, but like it would help, on certain things.
Yeah.
Right. Like to take some accountability to be like, give me something for the damage you've done. And at this point, all you can give is monetary because you can't do anything else at this point.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like when you're so in the wrong, once again, when you're so in the wrong, like how can you even try to fight this? Like, is it money? Like he has so much money. I'm sure like he can settle this. Like you made so much money off all this stuff like that. For me, the guilt alone, I would just be like, and legally do it, right? Just like have a contract signed up, be like, I'll give you $5 million. Like, let's never talk about this again. Like whatever, how people do it. And again, it doesn't fix something, but at least it's something. And he feels a little compensated for his life being like ruined, shattered, his reputation, all that stuff like that.
Yeah. And I think what Jeff always says too is everyone like dragging him through the mud about it, saying that he was the one at fault, like kind of shifting the blame towards him. And even now, like
crazy
people are always like, he's still talking about it, blah, blah. If someone like really altered my life and like made me almost like blind, like I would never like,
getting Snapchat brand deals, getting $1 million from Snapchat, just people just still loving him and stuff like that. I would be exactly the same way. I'm like, no, this person ruined my, it's like the Taylor Swift thing. I'm like, I did nothing wrong. Like this person, the fact that David was trying to frame it, I remember that Views podcast being like, this was Jeff's idea. Jeff wanted to like, oh, what? You're like a psych, like it's actual psychotic. I would never stop talking about it either. There's certain things like if someone traumatizes you, someone did so much, like talk about it forever. You know what I mean? Like talk about it forever until there's some sort of justice, some sort of accountability, because none of these people take it and it does get swept under the rug like nothing. And it must be so frustrating. As an outsider watching, it's so frustrating. It's like how these people just get away with it, keep getting big brand deals, keep getting all this stuff. It's actually like so insane. Well, I'm glad State Farm fighting back. They're like, actually, no. I wonder what happened. I wonder what like triggered it.
Same, because it was
a while ago.
So random that this just popped up.
So maybe they looked into it like further or something.
I guess.
Maybe they saw Casey's documentary.
Oh yeah, we
because
gotta
usually
get that.
things happen that came out. They watched it and they were like, "Wait a minute, this is not something we need to cover or something is."
But that's
wrong.
crazy. Like insurance companies too. I mean, they have so much money. You think like they would be like whatever.
Maybe they watched Jeff on Just Trish and we're like,
yeah, they're like, wait a second, actually,
because we don't know what he told them. If David lied to them, that's why they want their money back.
I feel like if you lie, then it's like insurance fraud or something, right?
Yeah.
That's always so scary to me.
Because it's so much money. Like you don't mess around with. Like,
oh my God. I wonder do we know how much?
No, I don't think so. Let me see.
I would be curious to know. Did they ever say? Jeff said?
I think Jeff mentioned a little bit about how much was covered, but
not a lot.
No, it wasn't that much. I don't know if it was $500,000, 600,000, or.
I can't. We need a lawyer to come in and look at these freaking paperwork. So I have no idea. I know.
Oh my God. That stuff always confuses me. What's her name?
Kim Kardashian to come look at.
Oh my God. Look at these legal documents. I know it'd be so cool. It'd be so cool to be married to like a lawyer that like knows all this stuff. Like
is so, and like the verbiage and everything. It's so intense.
Yeah, it's so confusing. There's just so much happening at those things.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's saying that their coverage did not apply to like the bodily injury and to the person to receive any benefits required to be provided by workers' comp. So basically, yeah, he was paying for the bodily injury and like workers' comp essentially, and they're saying like that is not covered.
That's interesting. I wonder why. I mean, is it workman's comp?
Because he wasn't supposed to do that. Because he's not supposed to drive that thing.
Yeah.
It's like we get insurance for having a podcast and you flying in a little airplane and dropping somebody. And
right.
Like, wait, that's not what
like,
insurance covers.
And also, like, Jeff's, like, not his employee. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
So weird. It's weird that, like, I'm scared to name drop because she's so powerful. But, like, because Corinna was supposed to, like, be on it. So it's weird that she's still, like, close with David.
And she was on it to begin with. She was the first one to go. She's like, stop, put me down. This is awful.
I remember Jeff said it, like, it very well could have been her that happened to, you know?
I think she's just thinks she owes so much to David. You know, like, sometimes that blind loyalty. And not to say whatever. I'm sure they are friends. So some people just...
But it's work. I mean, he provides her all those guys that...
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
At the beginning, at least. But
yeah, for sure. Like, she was like a Hooters waitress when she met him, and she's like, obviously. And now she definitely is her own thing. But yeah, I get it. Like, yeah, sometimes you're just so loyal to your friend that you've been friends with for so long. But it is crazy. I mean, something like this is like also to publicly, because I think she bought him like a Ferrari and stuff after the incident. Like, I mean, she so publicly supports him. So I guess you just pick your side. You're like, this is where I'm going.
Yeah, that's kind of wild to me.
Yeah, I never hear anything about David, but I guess he's still like on Snapchat. So I love it. I love like not hearing news about him, honestly. It's so great. Even if he's doing something somewhere else, I'm like, I'm banned off Snapchat, so I can't see it anyways. And I love it.
There was some Corinna news too, ironically. She kind of revealed, besides the obvious, why she's making so much money and like kind of showed a little bit of how much she makes.
Oh my
Did you
gosh.
hear about
Wait,
this?
no, I didn't see this.
It was pretty interesting. Like
OF or something else?
well, OF was like, she said that was like her main, obviously, like her bread and butter, but also like how much she makes from like her random other investments and partnerships is kind of crazy.
Like where? What? Tell me.
So
I need to make this money.
Let's see. So she did like an Instagram like Q&A, and she kind of like answered a little bit about her money. But someone asked, what made you rich? And she said, a fun little site I can't mention made me 8 figures a year, and stake.com also contributed.
8 figures. That's impressive.
She earned over $1 million merely 48 hours after starting her OF page in 2021. And she also claims to make $100K per month just on Instagram alone. And then
like ads, brand deals?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then her other investment portfolios that reportedly rakes up to $70K on a given day. So like anything that she's invested in, just a day, $70K.
That's crazy.
Wild.
That's wild.
And so she mentioned Stake, and it's as a major part of her income, and it's an online gambling platform that sponsors Corinna, and it's also a co-owner of Kick, which is the website that she streams on.
That's wild.
Yeah. So she makes estimated around 2.3 million a month.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but then you look at like Bad Baby making 18 million a month, and you're just
true.
like, well, is that even? You know what I mean? Like 2 million is insane. Like I definitely like feel like I've made that maybe 1 month, but then you look at people like Bad Baby making 18 million, because Bad Baby showed her 6 months on OF at the beginning. It was like 18 months or 18 million, 7 million, 8 million, 6 million, like a month. I'm like, what? Like that's crazy. I mean, it is amazing. It's amazing how much money you make online. Who are you talking to? Someone like in real life where they can't like get employees, like they are always hiring, but no one wants to. Oh, I know. The place where I get my lotto tickets at the liquor store. He can't keep people because people just find ways to make money online. You know, no one wants to like come into work anymore.
Yeah.
So it is this thing because you can make so much money online from everything, like from Poshmark to whatever. Like you can just make so much money. And it's just like why people don't want to have like regular jobs.
I know you can like kind of be your own boss in a way. Like there's a lot of ways to just like, you know, be self-employed and.
Yeah.
Especially with like, if you get creative, like there's definitely ways to make more than like a sustainable wage, you know?
Yeah. Which is, I mean, that's crazy. It's 2.3 just from like all that, just from being like pretty. I mean, it's amazing in like the best way possible.
Yeah. The amount. So like, because I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was like, does she make more than David? And I think that she kind of has to make more than David at this point.
But he must have like investments like that too that makes him so much money, I would think too.
I guess.
I don't know. I know nothing about his, but he seems to have a lot of money.
And not spreading it around.
Right. Exactly. They just hoard the money.
More ways than one. Yeah.
And if he's getting $1 million off Snapchat, that's like the equivalent of her million off of
OF.
And maybe he gets brand deals. I don't know.
Yeah. So interesting.
Oh man, well, it's amazing. I guess that's why they stick together, because I'm sure they all like help each other in that way. Yeah. I mean, not all of them, but but Corinna. Yeah. But it's because she's like, you know, she's pretty and she's, you know,
successful. So yeah. It's so
she bought him a Ferrari, so she must feel like she owes him something.
It's true.
You know,
yeah.
I love that she answered that though. That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, OF can be making people money, and Gigi's on OF now. Everyone's just going on OF. I'm like, I know. I always want to like leave, but then I'm like, I know. It is just like really easy, good money. I don't know. Get torn with it. I know. Would you ever do it?
No. If I was really hot, I would.
Would you?
Yeah, if I was really hot, yeah.
But people will think you're so hot. Like, there's probably someone who's like, Oscar.
But it's like a me thing. Like, I would have to believe it. You know what I mean? Because then that would, for me to actually like want to do it, you know?
That's true. Sometimes I feel that way too. I'm like, oh, I look so hot. But then sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so ugly. But then to some people on there, like they're like, you're the perfect, oh my God, your goddess, your belly. Like they just think everything is so perfect. Like they know every little dip in my thigh and stuff like that. So some people like, and that's like the ego boost. I'm like, well, damn.
That's true, yeah.
Why you think I look like a goddess? Okay. No one has a body like me. Yes. You know, so you just kind of like buy into it.
Like, even though you have like off days, I feel like for them, like, you know, you're pretty.
Right.
Yeah. So like, yeah.
No, it is. It's such a weird thing. It is a weird thing where I do feel gorge. And then there are some times where I'm just like, God, I'll see everyone on Ozempic. It's really the weight, I think.
Yeah.
I think, because I know I like, you know, can be cute or whatever, but But then I look at people like Corinna, and I was like, God, I've never been like that girl, or like Alex Earl, where they're just so undeniably like beautiful. Like everyone thinks they're hot. Like Margot Robbie. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've never been that. So then I get a little self-conscious. I don't know.
See, that's why I couldn't get it, because I would compare. So if I got into it, I think I would compare to like those OF who are just like ripped and like, just so
I guess you just
effortlessly hot, and it's just like, it's a different that's why I don't even cross into that spectrum, because like I like to just stay in the bubble where it's like people are not unrealistically hot,
Yeah, same. Love that. That's how I feel too. Just in general, I like to be in my own bubble where there's no talented people around me, no skinny people. Just, she's just Trish. Just Trish.
See, that's why I don't leave. Like we're kind of similar in that. Like I don't leave that little bubble, because in my own bubble it's like
you're
everything.
Perfect.
Yes, everything is safe. It's
nothing
like,
compared. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I'm like, well, I'm not a Kardashian and I'm not Corinna, and it's like I'm in my own lane. Like I'm one of a kind.
That's why I don't go over the hill until WeHo and stuff. That was the worst psychologically, because I was. Do you remember the Rhodes Bros? I don't know if you would remember. They were YouTubers. God,
yes, they're dating my hairdresser.
Justin. Yeah. They were like Aaron. He was like my best friend for like.
Really?
Yes.
I love them. They were on Scream Queens.
Yeah.
They were like kind of killing it for a minute. I think I asked Aaron to be in my music video when I was dating someone. He kind of looked like someone I dated at the time. Really? And then when we broke up, I was like, can you be? You look just like this guy I dated or whatever. I think I never did the video, but he was like down. Like I put a side by side and I was like, yeah, anyways. Oh, I love them. Where's he at? One's in Tennessee.
Austin is just, Justin. And Aaron, he moved back to Ohio, I think. And he's just gonna live in like a normal
They
life.
were so gorgeous. I was like so obsessed with them.
And I was like bigger at the time, and like my teeth weren't straight, like it's pre-Invisalign, so I was just like, and every time they lived in WeHo, and every time we'd walk around WeHo, they were like the it boys, because they're just so like beautiful and like they were like Instagram famous and stuff. So that like messed me up so much psychologically that now like I never go over the hill, because I was like,
yeah, I get that. Yeah, I feel that's how I feel though too. Like I don't want to even compete with girls. I think that's why I never went to clubs as like when I was young, even, because I probably the same. The comparison is just like I don't want to like compete with those people because I just can't,
Yeah.
But it's not. But that's what's so warped about society. Because yes, there's like traditionally hot people that everyone thinks is hot, but there are people who think like you're their type. Like there's so many people who do prefer like bigger, voluptuous, like truly prefer it.
Yeah.
And you don't believe it because like no, everyone wants skinny, everyone wants that, and then there's some people like no, I don't want that. Like
it's so weird, like how we're especially it's so like cliche, but and especially like in LA, it's very we also get very warped here, I think, because it's like
for sure
it's. Just more attainable, I think. Like everything is just so like, just go grab Ozempic. I think Tana was at a party and she was like,
shots.
Yes.
I was gonna ask her about that. I'm like, the Seth MacFarlane holiday party, and I was like, are they really? Is that real? Because also, gimme.
No, it's
after
like
being pregnant.
That's like, and also I would take the whole trade. That's like that's like $5,000. Like, oh my god.
No, it's so true. But genuinely, as someone on the other side, like I've never truly, I can say this with my whole heart, is I've really never found muscles attractive on a guy. Like I've never found like Arnold Schwarzenegger type bodies like attractive. I never found like even like Mark Wahlberg bodies. Like of course they're like nice to look at, but it's never been something where I'm like that's what I want. I've been with one person who was like super muscular, like always went to the gym, all stuff like that, and it just wasn't comfy to me. I wasn't attracted to it. Truly wasn't attracted to it. Truly didn't want to like cuddle up with it. So just saying for the guys that think they have all the muscles. The height thing too, I think is so silly too. Like I used to be that girl. It's like I need a tall guy, but I don't know. There's so many like short kings too that I genuinely like really was like obsessed with and in love with and stuff like that. So I think it's just like not a thing. Not everyone prefers tall. Personally, like Moises is pretty tall, but I don't really like need someone so tall. I don't know. I don't know. People just need to not be so self-conscious about those kind of things because I'm genuinely not attracted to like ripped Mark Wahlberg. I truly never thought Mark Wahlberg was attractive. Just putting it out there. Like never. My sister thought he was so hot, and I was like, I don't get the appeal at all.
Yeah, even like I feel like my type like. Pre-relationship, I always like when I would describe it to friends, I was like just an average body, average build.
Totally.
Very much my type because I'm the same, like really ripped and muscular. Like I mean, I feel like I hold myself to a different standard than like what I see as attractive, if that makes sense.
Totally.
Like, I don't know. Like I would want that I would want to be more muscular or whatever, but then I don't necessarily need that in a partner.
Yeah, same.
So
I always was like,
weird.
I always thought like Will Ferrell was like so hot back in the day. Like I always thought Vince Vaughn, like those were always like the types that I thought were like so hot. I guess they're because they're funny too, but that was always the type. So I don't know. There were certain people I was just like, like Brad Pitt, gorge. I'm not gonna lie, but like, Mark Wahlberg, I don't know.
Yeah.
But so don't be self-conscious. And the bigger ladies too. There are people who genuinely like are obsessed with like, I know from my OF, people who just tip like hundreds of dollars just to like talk and just see like a belly. Like they, put your like finger in your button. And some people could call it a fetish, but I think like it's just a preference. Like some people really get turned on by that. So someone will find you very attractive and very sexy. And there's so many people out there that are really like big. And I'm living proof of that because I have a crazy OF following still that people just are obsessed with me and my body, which is one of the reasons too. It's like hard. I'm just like, oh man, like wow, thank you. I know I'm attractive. I don't know. Oh man. I don't know.
I know. I thought you would. Should we get a little bit into Selena?
Okay.
It was you kind of teased it earlier, so you were kind of pro of Selena's like proclaiming of her new boyfriend Benny Blanco on Instagram.
Yeah, Moses was actually filling me on this. He's like, oh my God, all this stuff about Selena. He's like, he tries to like give me the hot topics. I love it. He gives me hot topics. I'm like, okay. I didn't even know what's happening. I'm like, wait, why? Because I saw it. I'm like, what? People mad because she's like posting him?
Well, it was kind of weird. You know, I love Selena. I'm gonna preface before I criticize her a little bit. I love Selena, always have. It was kind of weird because all of a sudden there was just like these fan sites and like these small like Instagram like news, pop culture news accounts like posting about Selena maybe being in a relationship, and all of a sudden she just went on like a comment spree of like replying to everyone.
I love that though. I love when people just start replying. It's so chaotic and unhinged, but I love it. Like there are also people too. It's like Rachel Zegler commenting. I'm like, yeah, go off. Like, you know, you're a person. Like, have your opinion.
I don't know. I think especially like Selena, who is just so famous. Like she's like one of the most, if not the most followed person on Instagram. So rich from Rare Beauty. A Golden Globe nominee today.
Like, oh, she did get a nomination. Good for her. She wasn't nominated for so long.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I love her in that show.
It's kind of like, do you need to? So,
but that's what I even love more is when someone, it's like Abel DMing me. Like when you just say, thank you for the support for the $7 on iTunes. It's like, you're welcome. Like, what? That's so random.
Like a private, and it's like, it kind of makes sense because it's like, I would get maybe commenting to like say, oh no, that's not true. But just to like go on this random, and it's not like it was mainstream news that she was dating Benny Blanco. Like I didn't hear about that.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So it was all kind of weird to me. And I was like, as it kept happening, she kept commenting more and more and more. At first,
Benny Blanco's like a song producer, right?
Yeah, and they did a song together a couple years ago.
Okay. He also weirdly is fans of YouTube. Like he collabed with Zach Choi ASMR, who's like the guy that just eats ASMR.
Really?
Yeah, he's like on his channel a lot.
I had no idea.
That's all I knew of him. And I was like, oh, he's actually like really famous. And
Zach Sang is the epicenter of a lot of tea.
He really is.
Did you see when Benny Blanco was on Zach Sang?
No.
He shaded Selena Gomez when he was on Zach Sang. Because he worked with Justin Bieber, and he's like, yeah, Justin Bieber's like a real singer. Like a lot of these pop stars, they don't write their own songs and they just have their makeup brands. And it was like, yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. What a shade. Yeah.
So he shaded.
That's always weird when people say that. The people who don't write their own music. A lot of people don't write their own music. Like, okay, like you're not more special because you write your own music. I hate when people say that. Like, just because you're not as talented, just because you're not as popular, just say it. Like, maybe you're more talented, but like you're not as popular. So just have people drive me nuts when they say that.
What goes on in Zach Sang's studio where he gets people to just, because
I don't know.
He always has artists being a little shady over there.
He knows everyone, everything. He has some real tea in real life too. I always love hearing the tea of it all. I'm like, oh gosh, I love it.
So she commented on this one post saying that she was dating Benny Blanco and she commented facts, which is, I guess that's fine. Like you just confirm it, whatever, especially it just seemed very out of nowhere because she always has been posting, I'm single soon, my new single, like everything.
Well, she's promoting a song.
Her little TikToks are always like, but she always makes those TikToks. She's like, I'm not dating anyone. Yeah.
Well, she's also the same girl who's like, I'm taking a break. Here's a photo shoot, which I love too.
It is very Trish coded.
It's so, because it's just, like you said, unserious. Like, who cares? Like, we're taking a break for 12 hours. Because, like, sometimes you just need a 12-hour break.
I was also responding to haters, though, too. And that was like, then you start getting dangerous.
I kind of love that, though, too. Like, I would never, because it gives it, but, like, when you're that big and you're responding to haters.
Someone commented, he is so unhandsome. And
was that you? Because that sounds like unserious, unhandsome. Never heard of this before. Oscar and his fake accounts.
It's a very Oscar-coded thing to say.
He's so unhandsome. Who says that?
And she replied, I feel bad for you.
Jeez. She's defending her man.
It is. Yeah, it's quite wild. And then she also commented, someone saying, I am normal, I am gorgeous, which is also very Trish coded thing to say too. She
said that to someone.
To someone who was also hating on her. Yeah.
Well, is she like a little mental ill too, right?
Yeah,
she's talking about mental health.
I forget what.
So
it might be bipolar. I forget. I watched her Apple documentary, which like was all about mental health.
Oh.
And she's had like a lot of different mental health struggles.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you're just in an episode. I totally get like that. I need to get my phone taken away from me because I get like that too. Sometimes like I'm gonna let them have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's necessarily like a bad thing, but like you said, it's just
it was a lot. And then she started posting these like photos of her like laying on a guy. Obviously it was her boyfriend, but laying on a guy's like chest, like it very Trish coded, like 20.
I love it.
Year was like 2019, 2020 Trish coded.
Yeah, just like here I am with somebody.
Yes, and she has like a ring with like the initial B on it.
Yeah.
She's always like.
Oh, I had so many fake engagement rings where I'm like, engaged.
Very Trish coded. And I was like, Selena, like, let's just wrap it up. And then she's like, okay, everyone, I'm going on a break. Literally 12 hours later, commenting Ariana Grande's Instagram post. Thank God you're back in the studio, girl. Like, Selena.
I love, and you think it's her commenting. She's like.
I think it's, at first I was like, maybe she was hacked. And then it kept getting worse and worse. So I was like, oh, girl.
I love it because they are so big and so rich. And it's just like, they don't need that. But they're like, also, who cares? Like, they're not going to get canceled by them. So it's just kind of funny that they go.
And it's funny because everyone was like, there's all these tweets. And then people were like, how long until she calls up Taylor Swift for a PR publicity walk? The next night, she's out and doing a PR walk.
No. Yes. Was that the night that she wore the same? I saw someone's like, Taylor Swift wears the same skirt out on a girl's night that she wore on a date. And I was like, is this news? Like, what? Yeah. Like, she can't wear the same skirt?
Yeah, I think it was. And the Selena wore like the snake print.
Yeah. Oh, the little snake. Maybe it's about Kim Kardashian.
Maybe, actually.
That is so funny.
It's
I know.
wild.
And then people are like, wow, she's posting all this about him and he's not posting about her. I'm like, guys just don't post. That's why I was like, did you post your anniversary post yet? Because like, I have to ask Moses because Moses just like does not care about posting, couldn't care less. Like, what is Bunny supposed to do? Post the same thing? Like him like holding her hand. Like, it's just like, girls just post more about their boyfriends and stuff than them. Like, you're doing so much and he's doing nothing. I'm like, okay, well.
Oh my God. I guess you are swaying me a little bit, I guess. Because at first I was just like, girl, like most people would do like the PR walk with their boyfriend, like Taylor going into the football game and you just let everyone else kind of, you know, make the assumptions. Yeah. But
I love the hard launch of it all. I think it's great. The defensive, that's what I'm saying. Even someone like Rachel Zegler commenting, I'm kind of love that. Like you're in this huge blockbuster movie and you're just like, wow, being judged. I'm like kind of honored. I was like, wow, the fact you would know that I'm someone to not judge. I'm like, yeah, okay.
That's funny.
I think it's cute. I think I like it when the girlies fight back. Like I want you more. I think once I win the lottery, I'm just going to like fight back more. I'll casually just slay people here and there. I get it. I don't even look really anymore, though. I really just don't even look at comments, although I probably would comment back more. I don't even comment at all. I see nothing.
That's the way to go because I don't see anything either. And it's on such a smaller scale, but I love it. That's why, perfect segue, when Brooke...
Oh my God. I didn't know you and Brooke were besties.
Yeah, we're actually so close.
That's wild. Like, you guys are DMing each other.
That was my weekend. I was like...
You did say that. You're like, almost as exciting. I am getting tapped in with Brooke.
Yes.
I was like, okay, I lived. Yeah.
I was... Because I never look at DMs ever. And I don't even have, like, Instagram notifications on.
Yeah,
but I had just opened the app, and I was just scrolling, and then it popped up at the top as I was on Instagram. Like... Brooke Schofield. And I was like,
I would have gagged if I saw it like live. I'd be like, oh my gosh,
same.
I love it. She doesn't even DM me. I love her.
I was like, oh my God. And then similar as you too, I was like scared to fully open it because it could have gone either way. So on Canceled, this was after we had filmed our episode, so we didn't even see it. But Brooke and Tana kind of defended Matt Rife as we were continuing to drag him to hell and back. So I was kind of worried. I was like, this could go either way because I knew it was about Matt Rife.
Which, by the way, can I just say, we opened the James Charles one. He was actually really nice, but not saying I'm like on James Charles. Like, no way, because I'm like, I don't feel bad. Like, I'm still have my stance on, but he was actually being nice in the thing.
That's sweet.
Anyways,
okay. Yes. I was like,
if anyone cared,
that could have also gone either way.
Yeah, for sure. We can get onto that on the Patreon. We can talk about the James Charles DM.
So yeah, Brooke, and I will say too, she had mentioned to me that she was getting like canceled because she was kind of supporting Matt Rife. And granted, like when I saw them supporting him, I knew that they had a personal relationship with him. And obviously that you're going to have a biased like take on someone when you know them personally.
Was that public yet that she dated him?
It was a theory, but Brooke had never confirmed it.
Never. Not even in the cancellation one. In the cancellation one, she didn't say that she was dating him?
She confirms it now, today, when this
Today, yes, but the one last week.
Oh, no.
So she's just like defending him as like, he's my friend.
Just saying that like a joke is a joke, basically. Like just in like the professional like comedian sense.
For the record, I knew she was dating. Like I remember she told me, she goes, yeah, we like dated. She told me the whole tea. Like they were well, I don't know if I should say the whole tea, but they were like, I guess you could give it up if it gets too personal. I don't think it's like, I don't know if she's coming for him now, she probably like whatever.
Yeah,
but when they were dating, he went on that Stiff Socks podcast, the infamous one, where he's like, I love blondes with big boobs. Like, that's not me. Like, that's so weird. Like, why would he say that? Like, that whole interview was ick anyways, but knowing he was dating Brooke at the time, I was like.
And so the tea, we'll get back to the other stuff, but just that story in particular, he also talked about like women's vagina, like his preference when it comes to vaginas. And Brooke was like, he's describing my vagina.
Oh, well, I guess that's good. I mean, because she was saying he wasn't describing you with the blondes and big boobs. At least he's describing hers.
But he's saying what he hates, like that's a turn off for him.
Oh,
yes.
What?
The way he was saying that his like the thing that turns him off when it comes to women, and was describing her.
Oh my God.
Face crack. I know.
Oh my God.
I'm like, this girl has gone through it.
Oh God. She's been way better than me. I would have been calling her out.
That's what I told her
so
too.
hard.
That's literally what so she reached out. She was like, because we had kind of speculated if the Reddit theory that Matt Rife was the one who allegedly face-tuned his nude schlong photo. And if he was like the Mr. DC that everyone was kind of speculating, and she was like, he is. And I was like,
is she confirming this on canceled?
Yes. So
oh my, I hope we're not breaking this before.
No, to preface, Brooke sent me the screener link. And we've been talking.
Okay, so check out canceled to get the full tea.
And we talked through her plans about what she was going to do. Which I love. I was so honored.
Oh, I love when we
it.
get I wish I was in this group chat.
I know, we have this like.
Oh man.
I think the fact that I was Matt Rife's #1 hater, I think that really.
I got you. Yes. And I get it too. When someone is like, wow. And she was being so okay.
Yes.
She's being so nice about it. I was like,
that's what she was saying. So she was being so nice because even though she had done, Matt had said that stuff and he'd slighted her a bit, she still felt that he was like respectful to her. So she kind of felt like she had to defend him a little bit.
How is that respectful? Being like, this is the kind of vagina that grosses me out.
She's a very forgiving person because that would be enough. But yeah. So I talked about I love that I got the exclusive screener link. Oh my God.
Gagged. When you told me this morning, I was gagged. I was like, wait, what? Tell me everything.
I watched it. The Dropbox raw footage. I was like, I love you, Brooke. I love you, Brooke.
I'm like, Tana's supposed to come on tomorrow. I hope she comes. I know that she's dealing with her tooth and stuff like that. I don't know if hopefully she's coming tomorrow, but there's always so much to catch up on. Brooke too, I was like, should we have her on? Like, I feel like there's just so much happening.
I know. I told her that.
They are the team.
I was like, we need an emergency
episode.
Podcast. Literally.
Yes, we have the matching shirts, the San Diegos. We can all wear them.
We have to bust that out. I'm so proud of her. But yeah, she was saying she still kind of felt like she had to stand up for him a little bit because she had known him differently. Because when they kind of had a situationship, not like exclusive, but the way that he let her down, I guess, was just like, okay, like I really like you and I have feelings for you, babe, but I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. So that's why she still gave him some grace because she was kind of holding on to that version of him.
Yeah.
But it turns out after they had film canceled, and after she had stood up for him, and after she was getting dragged left and right for, standing up for him a little bit, he
also got in a relationship, she said, like 2 months after he did that to her. So
yeah. Okay. And also, I will want to preface too, by like, even though I was disappointed that they were still supporting Matt Rife, like I understood it basically. So like I never like judged them because they just knew a different version of him.
We said that too. Like I've like had like blind loyalty to people because you're like, well, I know this version of them. I think even with the Colleen thing, sometimes you like until your eyes are open because you don't know, you don't follow every little thing. You don't really know what's happening. You're like, but this person was nice to me or whatever. And like get that for sure.
Sometimes you tune things because you know the person, like you tune out, like you see like the headline, like I'm just not even gonna open this because I know them. But
yeah. And you're like, so
you think you know them.
No, for sure. You're like, okay, I know this person to be this and this, and then when what is coming out is coming out. But when other things start coming out, you're like, oh my God, I do not know this person.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's definitely what happened to Brooke because she was tagged in a TikTok where a girl was posting photos of her also dating Matt Rife, like sitting on his lap and stuff. And then she had DM'd her, said, hey, when was this?
Brooke DM'd her?
Brooke DM'd her, yeah.
Love that.
And then Brooke says that she got put in a group chat with 6 other girls who all dated Matt Rife at the same time. And then she realized that like that whole chunk where he was like flying her to her shows and she was having dinner with his friends and he was saying he has feelings for her and none of that was like authentic.
Oh, that's
he
so
was
tough.
Playing her that whole time.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad I'm not single in 20s.
That is twisted.
It's so messed up. It messes you up so much. It's like, what the heck?
Yes. And she said once she found that out, she was like obviously regretting standing up for him.
But when you're borderline too, you do think everything is so much more, like he's so much more, and what it is. Not to say it's not because you're getting flown out and talking to friends. Of course it is. But then also having that heightened sense of like, this is like love, This is something. And then you still feel that way even after. I've had that with breakups. I'm like, but he did love me. He did this. And it's like, you still don't see it because you have this like already sort of emotional like handicap. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because even for like me, like I don't have BPD, but like that, like I've had situations like that where I thought it was more, you know, especially Matt seemed to be putting a lot of effort into it. So I'd be even
for
more
sure.
so.
If you're going to his shows, he's not keeping you private. It's not like you're just hooking up.
And you're
like,
meeting his friends and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's extreme. That's crazy. Yeah, I would think the same.
It's not like a secret, you know? So
oh my
the fact that all that was happening. So she's like, oh, then she just felt really embarrassed. She's like, oh God, like I stood up for this guy, you know? And we are kind of talking through because at first she's like, oh, I'm going to drag him. And then she's like, actually, like, I don't know if I want to because I don't want to look bad. And I was like, girl, you have earned your right to drag this man. Yes.
Because it is that's crazy. And also doing that with other women at the time, like that is like a sickness. Like how do you have the time? How do you have the capacity? How do you do that knowing you're telling all these girls you're like in love with them and stuff like that? Like that's like a sickness. That's like something twisted where I feel it's like the Crystalia thing where I feel like it needs to be out there. It seems like Crystalia got his shit together or something maybe since then. But it's like if you don't put that out there, these people continue their deviant behavior. And it is deviant at the end of the day. Like they're like actually hurting people and like doing messed up stuff, putting people in danger, putting people at risk. Like all that stuff is a little like gross.
Yeah. And the fact that like he got in a relationship, a real relationship, I guess, like 2 months after. He was dating all these girls at the same time, then he just like settles down with one. It's all very, very weird. And I already obviously number one Matt Rife hater, but then after that I was like, oh my God.
He's canceled for sure now. Like, ew. To Brooke of all people too. I was just like, that's crazy. That's wild. I wonder if he went on the podcast. It was after they like broke up.
She said that they which one?
When he went on.
Yeah, oh, that's what she also talked about that too. She was like, she said a lot of people were commenting that she seemed awkward in that interview. Well, she's like, you guys, I wasn't expecting him to come here and act like we just met.
It definitely gave that vibe. Yes. I'm like, this is a weird vibe. Like he doesn't it was weird. Of all the people I like, okay.
Yeah. So the fact him showing up to her podcast acting like he had
so distant.
Yeah.
Like would never think they knew each other or even were friends, much less hooking up and being in love.
How weird is that? And she even said too, when they were together, he would like tell jokes about her like social media job. And she kept saying she would mention at the friends dinner parties, like, oh, I have a podcast. And every time she mentioned she had a podcast, she'd be like, oh, you have a podcast? Like,
oh my
just,
God,
like, so dismissive. Yeah.
No, that's weird. That's like some psychopathic behavior.
It's very
Which
weird.
we all kind of know, because him saying he's gotten canceled and stuff for people just thinking he's unfunny and not liking his stuff is like very weird. Like seeing him on Jordan Peterson. I mean, he has some issues where he thinks he's like this like like, oh yeah, I'm getting canceled by feminists. It's like, no, like your own fans are being like, oh, you actually hate women and you're not funny. Like that's not being canceled. That's just being like, oh, this person's awful.
Just sucks. It just really sucks. And I'm glad that Brooke is like speaking her piece now. I hope people show Brooke grace because she already kind of prefaced too. She's like, I know people are going to say I switched up now that it just affects me, but it's just her eyes have been open to the full situation. She's like someone manipulated her, you know?
Yeah.
So
isn't it better late than never? Like even 20 years from now, like JoJo Siwa being like, oh yeah, I was manipulated. Like it's better late than never. Like you see it because you are so like in it and they are in the industry and they're friends with him and friends with other comedians and stuff like that. So it's not like they want to be known as those girls either that are just like, oh, they just like rip apart. So they were, again, better than me and Tana just going along with it because she's her friend and stuff like that. Like, you know, that's like some solidarity. That's also like maturity because it's also like you don't want to be known as that person that just like always comes for people. But in this situation when someone's like actually awful, truly, like that's when I came out of retirement. I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to like expose people or whatever, but it's like once someone really F's you up, like they need to say it. And not every single person, whatever. But this is like a big thing, a big deal. Multiple women that she didn't know about. It's like, yeah, like. And yeah, I totally get the flip-flopping, so to speak, because you just don't know. And then now she's in this group chat and you find out all this stuff. It's like finding out your partner has a whole family or something like that. It's just like a whole shock to you.
And she said that once she found this out, she went to go text him and the message turned green. So either he changed his number or she was blocked.
Should I call him? Because you know what? You know how I know you're blocked? I know this. Is if you call them and it just rings once.
We should. I'm going to call him.
Yeah, but then what if he didn't? And then it's like you calling him or whatever.
Like,
No, I know, because I don't always think green. It might be he changed his number or they're on a flight. Trust me, I've been blocked by so many people. I know this because I was like, I would like text my sister or whatever like that. And it's usually the telltale sign is we call once and it rings once. You're blocked.
Yeah.
But oh man, that'd be wild if you blocked her. That's another weird thing. It's like, why are you the one blocking me? You're the weirdo. I'm the one like protecting you and being. I'm shocked he did their podcast after that whole thing. Like, aren't you embarrassed? Like, wouldn't you be so?
I know.
I guess they ended on good terms. She said that's why she was.
It just solidifies he's exactly who we think he is.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And then I already know, like, if Matt decides to like clap back, whatever. That's the thing too. That's how unfunny you are. Is like when I can predict like what your clap back would be.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The little comment, it would be like, oh, everyone's coming out trying to get clout, talking about Brooke.
Oh my God. When people say that gives me the biggest dick. When like I know I'm like relevant right now and you're just trying to get clout. Like ick.
Yeah.
Like ick.
Or,
no, I have something to say about you now because you're a POS.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And if something about if a TikTok of us dragging his ass goes viral too, I already know it's gonna be like make it a gay slur because he's a little homophobic allegedly.
Oh yeah.
Something about the way we look, or it's gonna be something about your past or whatever. It's like I already know like how unfunny it's gonna be. So it's like
so unfunny and so just I don't know. I think now it's like we see the downfall of him and just like rightfully so. And I just am like, yeah, like don't be a shit person. It's kind of like the Chris D'Elia thing too. It's just like, I mean, again on a different level, but it's just like you're a shit person and you're being called out for it. Like, is this not the consequence of your own actions?
And nothing is gonna be funnier than him allegedly face tuning his schlong.
That do they talk about that? Because that's wild.
She says, how does she?
God.
Refined and smooth is what Brooke said.
Oh my God, why?
She said, in real life, she said it's like giving a little YMCA, like.
I mean, oh my God, so much ick there. The fact that he's the one sending these pictures, I'm like, what do you say when someone sends you that? I'm telling you, I'm down for anything, respond to anything, whatever. When people send me a picture, I would never respond. I'm like, what am I supposed to say
what are you gonna do with that?
Like, what? What an ick. And the bass tune on top of it.
Like, it just adds to the whole image that we have where he's like allegedly denying the fillers and the jaw work. And then now it just shows how like vastly insecure you have to be.
He definitely like just reeks insecurity and just probably with his comedy too, because he has to like blame it on cancellation or femininity and stuff like that. It's just like obviously you're just like insecure about not being funny, and I think he knows that. And he probably is like got all this fame really quickly from TikTok, and he's just like doesn't want it to go away or whatever. But sounds like he's pretty awful. Is he still with that girl now?
Yeah, that's why Brooke was hesitant to like say something. She's like, well, I just
don't
feel bad for his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was hyping her up though. I was like, girl, you have to, because she kept going back and forth. And at first she like really wanted to drag him, be like fully savage. And she's like, I'm scared that it's going to backfire if I do that. Like maybe I should do something classy. She dragged him, but that's why I told her she did it pretty like classily. Like she didn't go, she's held her own.
She's not like aggressive and mean.
Yeah. Like she definitely throws a little jabs here and there, but well-deserved jabs, like nothing like below the belt or anything. And I think Tana was pushing because Tana, I think, wanted to go further, but Brooke was like, no. Like,
I love that Tana was there because Tana is such like a good support for that because Tana is so massive on her own right. So like having someone like that like back her up and like support her through this, like knowing all of this stuff as like her best friend, but also as like a major influencer, I feel like helps too. Because sometimes when you're like a smaller influencer or whatever like that, you feel like kind of like scared to go up against someone like Matt Rife or whatever. So having Tana like co-sign I think helps so much too. And I think also when you're just young and like whatever, like you should say this stuff, like you know what I mean, like you don't, it's not like I don't know, I just feel like when you're that age and you have been slighted by someone who like is manipulator you whatever, like say it, you know what I mean? I mean even at my age if someone manipulates me or whatever, like the cool thing, I don't mind it, like I feel I'm so above it, but if someone like really does you wrong and you're just like what the F, like you're a psychopath, like talk about it because like that's the beauty of social media. It's like really being able to like call people out for it. And at least they know that they shouldn't get away with this stuff. And he is getting away with so much and he's still being cocky. And seeing someone like that just being cocky and condescending and just also misogynistic and hateful and all this, like kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? She should have dragged him with the stiff socks. Because I remember when that came out, like I kind of remember that. And I was just kind of like, yeah, like this guy gives me the ick on so many levels. Like it was so weird.
I know. She's given him a lot of grace that
she's like, no more.
When she confirmed that all that was actually Matt. I guess still allegedly for legal, because he hasn't said anything. But I was like, you're a better person than me.
Yeah, for
Brooke
sure.
Amber Schofield, because I would be dragging
me at 27 or average. I would drag.
Matthew would be
at 5,000 videos about it. Never.
He would
stop.
not know a single moment of peace if he did that to me.
Yeah,
I swear. I was like, Brooke, I would never get off his ass ever.
Good for her. I'm so glad they talked about it.
I know, and the fact that we were part of the journey, I was so honored. I was gagged.
You got the exclusive, the tea, the sneak
screener.
Peek. The
like,
screener's everything.
Everything.
Brooke put me on that group chat. I want to be on it. Usually I hate group chats, but I would love to be on this.
That was a good one.
I could definitely chime in there. I'd be hyping it up all day long. Well, I hope they see this. And,
I know.
Because we are Brooke and Tana. I defend them on Zach saying everywhere. I defend them all day long, and I don't even care who's in the right, whatever. I'm just like, no, these girls are always in the right. They're always great.
Because like, just genuinely like knowing like where their heart is. That's always where I get like knowing where someone's like heart is at. And I know Brooke is like so careful, and I think everything kind of like affects her more. Tana, I think because she's been doing it longer, she's able to kind of like protect her peace in a lot of ways. I think Brooke, because it is still pretty newer to her, and she cares what people think, which I get because that's kind of the phase I am still at. Yeah. And I know Brooke is like on Reddit a lot, and she sees everything, and
she needs to not do that.
Yeah.
But Tana like has always been kind of not drama as far as with other people, you know. So it's like kind of like they've always been kind of those people that don't have drama with anybody.
It's like them insular, like it happens to them, and,
right? Like Tana, whatever, talking about the wine lady or something. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? But it's like I feel like with Brooke too. I mean, who is she beefing with? Nobody. So to say it is even more powerful when you're not like me. I just beef with everybody at one point. So they're like, okay, Trish. But like when you don't, and you have one thing to say, it's so much more powerful.
And she's earned, and that's what I told her. I'm like, you've definitely earned it. And I know, especially being a woman, like going up against a man, like you have to be extra careful about not coming across too emotional or all this stuff. And I think
people call
she
you
did
crazy or
totally
bitter.
But I think she handled herself really well, and I'm very proud of her. So
you guys go check out the Canceled podcast.
The Canceled After Show over here.
We are the Canceled After Show. That's good. I'm so proud of her because it is so hard to like just speak up, especially when you're not problematic and you don't want to be in drama and you don't want to do that. But I think that's so great. And that's the beauty of podcasts. I love when people can like share their voices and speak their truth and stuff, because like where else would you do that or feel that way? Because I'm sure a lot of those other girls in the group chat don't have like social media presence and they don't have the impact Brooke has.
Yeah, and I love that they're all kind of, it's like the Avengers are all uniting to take down Matthew Rife.
It's very, what's that movie? John Tucker Must Die.
John Tucker Must Die.
It's very
vibes.
that vibes, yes.
And I know even Matthew Rife is also beefing with a 6-year-old child. Did you see that?
I saw. What was that?
That girl needs to team up with Brooke and all the rest of them.
That was what? Oh, right. Because I follow the mom. I follow that influencer. Yeah. It was like her son or something.
She like stitched a response to like one of Matthew Rife's little jokes, like, I'm something about getting engaged. It's like, I'm not Jupiter. You're not getting a ring.
Oh, that was a bad joke. That joke was
corny.
Yeah. And he said something like, it's not Jupiter that has the rings or something like that.
Yeah, the kid's like, Saturn is the one that has the rings. And also, you're mean to girls.
Oh.
And this little boy. Right. And he commented on, obviously the mom posted it, but he commented, actually, Jupiter does have rings. And your mom makes all her money from OF.
Oh,
it's like,
oh my God.
Oh, and Santa isn't real. And your mom makes all your money from OF. It's like,
oh my
what?
God, you are wild. That's
wild.
Even if he thinks it's going to the mom or like the kid won't see it, like you're so wild posting that on a kid's
weird.
TikTok.
You're actually weird.
You posted OF on a 6-year-old video. Like that's weird. No, it's actually like creepy.
Did you see her response? She's like, actually, I'm not even on OF. Like, there's no photos of me even like in a bikini.
So he was just being just trying to make jabs.
The misogynist mind to think, because a girl is famous on social media, she must be on OF.
I thought it was an actual like OF on her.
No,
oh my God.
That's what's even weirder.
No, he's psycho.
Just very psycho. And then of course he deleted. That's how you know that he's not even, he wants to be an alpha man so bad that he's not, because every time he comments on something and he gets backlash for his little comments and people make fun of him.
Zero respect.
He deletes it because he knows that he's been clowned.
Yeah. He's the clown. He's like, all of this is coming on himself because of him.
It's like, it's so funny to me because he's trying so hard to be alpha. That's the funniest thing actually about you, Matthew Rife, is that you want to be an alpha man so bad, but you're actually so beta. Like everything you do.
What's beta?
It's like opposite of alpha.
Oh, beta? I've never heard of that. Yeah. Okay.
That's what it is with like the straight guy.
You're so straight coded today.
I had a straight trainer, so I learned all about this stuff.
So beta is someone who's
just like more like subservient, like more docile. It's like, it's gay to be beta, like stuff like that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's the whole straight culture is wild.
Oh my God. Yeah. So all gay people are beta?
Beta.
You know beta?
It's the opposite of alpha.
Who's beta? Who's a beta person? Like an obviously beta.
Is it
bad? First of all, I don't want to insult anyone.
It only is bad if you think like if that bothers you or whatever. Like I would say like Hunger Games, PETA is more beta because Katniss is the one winning and beta and Josh PETA gets carried along.
I know. Poor PETA is so beta.
So that's kind of like the big example of it.
That's a good one. That's such a good one. Yeah. Like Finnick is alpha.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poor PETA.
Yeah.
Aww.
It's just Matthew is just the cringiest.
Oh my God, so bad. I can't wait for the day like just like the attention goes away. Like I'm glad like this needs to happen because then like hopefully he'll like get the point. That's what I'm saying is like maybe you get the point. Maybe something clicks eventually. Like ew, I'm kind of like a crap person. Like let me just take a break, take a breather, take a beat.
I hope. But the press tour after the whole cancellation. That's what kind of like really sealed the deal.
But what's he gonna do? Go against these girls, and you look even weirder.
Of
Like,
course
you know
he
what I
is.
mean?
He hates girls, so I could definitely
I
see
mean, if
him.
he says anything back, like,
You're just weird. And I think everyone's like, there was also, do you remember the kid who like yodeled in Walmart or something?
yes, I love him.
He bullied that kid too back in the day.
What? Did
Yes,
he come out
I
with
just
it?
saw this morning. He quote tweeted a photo of that kid. He said, "What's on your forehead? Gum?" And the kid replied, "No, it's just a birthmark." Like,
Oh my God! Yes.
how weird are you?
And not funny again.
Yeah.
Not
it's
funny.
not
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. These jokes, and he deletes them, so he obviously knows that's so
Yeah. Such a weird.
It's weird.
Never knowing anything about him, and then all of a sudden getting this like avalanche of information about him being so horrific and bad at his job.
So,
like,
well, that's what we talked about, even like that cringe clip of like Wild 'N Out with Zendaya. It's like, God, it's like not even funny. It's like not even jokes. It's just like literally you just trying to get up in her space and like trying to get like a kid. It's like, that's all that was cringe because of that, because it was so unfunny and there was
Yeah.
nothing. And she was just like, ooh, like,
you're just bad at your job. And
Yeah.
you also, anyone can look up RottenTomatoes.com, look up your name and see like the 13% on your friggin' comedy special.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oof.
And
Yikes.
anyone
Embarrassing.
can see Netflix's ratings, in which you never hit #1, even after all the press from your cancellation. Still couldn't get those men that you wanted so badly to watch your special.
Even with Netflix promoting you, like usually
Even with
Netflix promotes it.
promoting
Yeah.
you, yeah.
You're still number 2.
That was his peak. Now, the last time I saw the second week after it came out, he was like number 6.
Yikes.
So
Oof.
none of it, it's like not worth it.
I know. You should just stayed on TikTok. You also just stay quiet. Like if we need like this kind of thing, like you'll still have like some of your fans, but now you're losing like more and more, and people are more talking about you, and the cancellation will continue.
Yeah, because if he kept his mouth shut,
Yeah.
Brooke would. You know?
I know. That's what it is. It's like, damn, you just keep going, and that's wild. Well, I'm so happy for her.
Me too.
I'm just all those girls too, because like all the girls in the group chat, like I said, probably don't have a voice, so they're probably like, this is the voice.
Yes, come together, girls. Like this is the Avengers. Like this is epic.
Yes. The
I've never
influence
been
is
so
real.
excited. Yeah.
I'm so excited. I always love to go read the comments too. I always love reading the comments on their podcast because everyone's just like, so they get it. They really are like the voice of like this generation. You know what I mean? Because I really, when you're talking about it girls, it's like, who are the it girls? And I truly think them, because they're like unproblematic. They kind of say the truth. They're super funny, and I don't know, they're smart too. So we love to see. And then girls supporting girls.
I know. I'm so excited to go because their podcast hasn't come out as we're filming this, so I'm like so excited to like
It'll be out
see the news
today or tomorrow. Yeah, we got the breaking. I mean,
know,
it's like
the
we're not even the after
exclusive.
show. We're the pre-show for them. We're so excited.
Everyone go watch Canceled.
I watch
Please leave
Canceled all
Brooke
the
some
time.
love. Like I'm so excited for her.
Oh, yeah. Always give the
I'm
love,
so excited.
all of it. I think people, I mean, you can't not in this situation.
Yeah.
So I love that she shared all this with you.
I was like on a high.
Did you watch the whole thing?
She sent me the time code because I saw it this morning.
Oh, so you're watching him.
Yeah, so I started. She said it's about the 57-minute mark. I'm like, copy that. I
Ooh.
went, scrolled through.
They save it to the end.
It was the raw footage. Like,
Wow.
yeah, I was. Yeah,
love
when I
it.
saw the little Dropbox link, this was like,
Oh,
Brooke!
that's everything.
I said, Brooke, we're about to go talk about you right now.
Yeah. Did you say that?
Yeah,
I
she's
love
really
it.
excited.
I love it. I love them so much. All right, guys, if you want to see the extended version of this podcast, go to our Patreon.
Got a lot to talk about over
We
there,
have a lot. Yeah, we can talk about James, Shane, all that stuff over there. So
Yeah.
patreon.com. Because that's, again, we're just like spitballing. We don't really know our actual opinions yet. We're figuring it out.
They're being formed in real time. So
you can come form your opinion with us over there, because we're torn. You're torn on it all.
Yeah.
So patreon.com/JUSTTRISH. The headshots have been sent out for December, but if you want to get the January headshots, you have to sign up before the 10th. Same thing with the producer cards. We're figuring it out, so hopefully nothing gets mixed up, but we are on Patreon answering messages. We're standing by if you guys need help with that. And when I say we, somebody over here,
our
because I don't
customer
know.
support team. One of
Yes,
us.
I have no idea how to use it, but I will be signing those photos, and I'll be taking video of it, and I'm excited. I get to live my little fantasy, just signing all my headshots. Thank you for those who want the headshots. That's wild to me, and I love it. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, what's our tagline? It's not serious.
It's not serious. It's not personal. It's just Trish. And
It's not serious, not personal. I thought it was the just.
yeah. It's
Just joking.
just joking, just for laugh, just unserious, just Trish.
Oh yeah, just joking, just for laughs, just kidding, just unserious. But most of all, it's just trash. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.